All righty, got it. Go tit there, go tit there. I have another go tit to go to here. So let's see, let me get done there and get this. I'm pretty sure it's a go tit right here. Boom, shakalakis. Let's go to the meeting. Go tit, right? That's what's behind me. I want to make sure I hit the go tit there also. So let's put that back on the projector of the wheel, right? Got the clock there moving. All right, y'all. Peaceful greetings, peaceful greetings. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Right? Peace of greetings as well. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at northwest of Maxim, so unshaved. However, how are you? Guys, I mean, it's just a marvelous, marvelous holy degree. So therefore, happy, holy space Venus degree, right? To you all, to all the beloved Muslims, globally and intergalactically, however, always universally, because, and why? Because Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the universal prophet, all right? And his message, right? What he brings, just his entirety is universal, right? He just came to us Moors here at the North Gate because we needed him the most, all right? Even though he's a universal prophet, right? So there are things that, these are principles that he has brought us and things that we're standing on that we ourselves, being the third and fourth generation, are seeing the good in it, all righty? So that's amazing, actually, right? So we're enjoying ourselves, having a great time, enjoying, you know, what Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought us, right? And, you know, so with that being said, I like to also yield the floor so my bro can introduce himself, my magnificent and beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased, and he is
Brother Shannon Lee L. All is well with the nickname Brother Braveheart L.
Braveheart. Right, that's how we do it. So with that being said, guys, we are going to get right into this. I think first, though, let's kind of go into some astrology before we get started, right? However, you know, even before the astrology, let's really get into some astrology where we talk about sect, right? Sect is when, you know, you can tell where the sun is either above or below the horizon, correct? So therefore, sect, right, is where you can tell night and day. So that's in the invocation in termed Moorish American prayer, right? So that's where we're going to first, you know, mention some astrology in the invocation in. You know, a lot of people though will be like, "Oh, prophet ain't bringing the moon and stars and sun, bro." It's okay. You don't your your Moorish American prayer very well, I can see. So it's all right though. It's no problem. With that being said, right? Tastes like orange blossom, right? So with that being said, guys, right? Let me actually, because Brother Sean is going to lead us into the Moorish American prayer, right? And we'd like to welcome you all again to the 7hillstar.com astrology firm, Impromptu Improv, right? We've done some revamping. So this is like the new and fresh Impromptu Improv. We've completed one cycle. So here's a fresh cycle on the Impromptu Improv, guys. And we're going to go directly in here. Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the administrative function. So we're going to really focus on like the nationality card, administrative functions, different things, just to make sure we're comprehending and we're competently grasping why we're even doing this, what's going on, what administration, right? We're not federal agents. However, you know, there are imposters sitting our seats that we should be governing as we take our place amongst the affairs of men competently. However, if you're not competent, and knowing exactly what that position is or how to function. It's okay though. We're here to actually share a few clips here and there, a few screenshots. Because I took my time to actually take pictures with my phone. So that's why, you know, we like to thank you in advance for your patience, right? Because you know you guys look forward to, you know, our Impromptu Improv, right? So let me go and do the screen share for our beloved brother, whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean and Lee Mel. Give me one moment, hit the screen share there, screen, and start broadcast. All right. And I'm going to make sure I take us right to the Divine Constitution and Bylaws for the Moorish Divine and National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America. All righty, so that we can be able to fully enjoy and comprehend what it is that we have here. As you can see, they're standing Dugard in his Sharifs, right? His Moorish Sharif Fez, right? In his Moorish Fez, that is our beloved brother in whom will well please, our prophet, as he stands there squarely, firmly and squarely, all right, looking like a sharp number 7 there, right? Looking like the cosmos himself, right? So with that being said, guys, Prophet Noble Ali standing there firmly with his feet in the as above kind of fashion, right? It's like an arrow up, right? Look at that. So with that being said, guys, we're going to zoom in here to the invocation in term, the Moorish American prayer, right? And I'm going to bring Brother Sean probably on up here, right? And Brother Sean, Moorish American prayer is there. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let us know what we're going to do, guys. We're going to directionally face east. Okay, so find east, right? You know where east is. We're going to stand like probably going to have our feet like Prophet Noble Drew Going to have 5 appendages on the left hand, all extended. So all index, middle, ring, pinky, and thumb extended on the left hand. And on your right hand, just your index and your middle. All right, we're going to face left and have our feet like Prophet Noble Drew with 5 on the left, 2 on the right, which is symbolic to going within. East, metaphysically, is within. So we're doing this just as a symbol pertaining to going within ourselves and being able to build our character. All right, starting out with this as we prime ourselves for character building, that being our invocation in term, the Moorish American prayer. And I yield to you, Brother Sean. Islam.
Islam. All right, let's get it going. Allah, Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night and by day.
By night and by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Drew Ali.
Drew Ali.
Me. Peace. Namaste.
Islam. All righty, guys. That is excellent. We're going to get into these 2 letters to be read in every meeting. All right. We're going to get these things started off proper. Like, actually, let me see. Can I bring up Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary? Actually, let me do that also. Take it to page 100. It's page 100 in the actual Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary. So we're going to keep it 100 with y'all today, literally. All righty. And I think I'm actually here. There we go. With highlights, right? However, what page is that? PDF page 176 out of 1956 pages. All righty, and highlighted is what will be going on here. We'll be looking over the terms, even alodare at the bottom left. We'll just look at anything that has the alod in it so that we can just comprehend, because we're going to go over and review just briefly the Etymology of American National Identification Card. We also like to shout out our beloved mother, whom we're well pleased, Mother Rosmaria V. Bey. So guys, when we go over this administrative functions, you'll be able to get your copy pertaining to administrative functions from rvbaypublications.com. And I think we're also going to go over Thessalonians 2, Thessalonians 2, 1 through 12. So Thessalonians, degree 2, minutes 1 through 12, or for you that haven't grown to degrees in minutes yet, Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. So shout out to our beloved mother, Thessie Bey, as she eloquently coined to us yesterday morning. So we're doing this, in inspiration and respect for Mother Ross and Mariah Day. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we're going to go into some things, man. It really ties in with administrative functions also, just so that you know that this is dealing with things that are inward in yourself. All right. We're always traveling east. We're always going within and correcting our character. All right. Making sure we have things going the way that we really need them to be. All right. So with that being said, let me get into the first letter to be read in every meeting. And then Brother Sean will do the second. So let's see here, guys. As you can see, the following is a letter by Prophet Noble Drew on the 18th day of January, 1928, Anno Domini. He commanded that it be read before every meeting. Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Administrative Functions. So you see that we're already, every Friday, guys, we've been reading from the administrative functions from pages 84 and 85 for you to have the first letter to be read in every meeting, right? So instead of, I know there are really thick books out there that cost like 50 or 100 notes and they're exhuming nations and stuff. However, those books are kind of, really inspired by administrative functions. But sometimes people don't just want to just, follow instruction. So, and instead, we figured we would be the example of making sure you have the books in front of you that you need instead of going to spend 50 and 90 and 100 and all these other notes on Brother Hasan, let me say, on these things that Brother Hasan doesn't even have in his library. All right. I don't even have those things in my library, respectfully, because I follow instructions. I'm not looking to go along and get along with Negro Black colors. All righty. I'm not trying to keep my following at a couple thousand, a couple K, 20 something K. I don't give a fuck. All righty, respectfully. So what we're going to do is continue to make sure you guys have exactly what you need. And you can go get all those extra thick books and things or whatever to seemingly have all whatever. I would say, though, however, when you look at administrative functions, you'll be clear on what's going on. I can't wait to show them the cover, bro, of administrative functions, because it's just apropos with things that are taking place, because there are contemptible spirits moving about, as always. So we're going to do our best to make sure you guys have exactly what it is that you need. All right. So I'm going to read the first letter to be read in every meeting here on page 85. All right. And Brother Sean, I'm going to slide it to the left. Well, maybe I can just move you around the screen so you can just be there. But I know if I move you to the side, it's going to make me disappear also from people that can probably see me in their top right-hand corner, so to speak. So I'm going to do that. Let me actually go here and shout you guys out on the YouTube also. Let's just do the peaceful greetings there, and then we'll also continue with the letters to be read in every meeting, all right? So let us see, right? We'll go on here. And then we have to go and make sure also that there's nothing it's a copyright claim. You got to remove this because you guys played this song for a few minutes. It's like, oh, get over yourselves, guys. Just stop it. Wah, wah, wah. You guys can't play this. Wah. Oh, hush. Hush your fuss. Anyhowsers. 2 letters to be read in every meeting here. All righty. Madula Bay. Mabdullah Bay. Okay, gotcha. Yes, honors as well. So let's do this right here. Let's do, right? All righty. Daily inspirational tea with enlightened gem. All righty. Indeed. Peaceful greetings to you also. So let's do peaceful greetings, beloveds. That's what I'm going to put there for you guys. And let's just get right into it. All righty. Let's have some fun. Peaceful greetings, beloveds. And let's do our no rear view mirrors there for you. That's that spaceship, right? And happy holy degree, right? Happy holy, right? Space. All right. Let's just do the Venus without the slashes, right? Degree. All righty. So we got that there, guys. Put that on up there for you in the chat. Share this out to your loved ones, guys. All righty. Share it on out. As a matter of fact, let me copy the link here, and I'm about to go into the Instagram.
I just sent it.
Also, I see you on it, Brother Sean. Yeah, I'm getting notifications as you want to, bro. No, I see it. I see it. I really see it. Let me stop now. I really see it. Goodness gracious, what did that brother say to me? Those are some non-turban, non-fez wearing sisters. Anyway. So, all righty, Brother Sean, you got it in there. Good. Excelente. All righty, you all. So let us enjoy ourselves. Let me actually bring this back here. All right. All righty. Maybe I could monitor the chat for some time until I actually go and share from the phone the administrative functions, guys. So I can see you commenting for now. All righty. Administrative functions, right? Moor Science Temple of America, home office, 3603 Indiana Avenue, Noble Drew Ali, founder, Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929. To be read, pardon me, to be proclaimed, pardon me, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother, Islam, I'm glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy, quote unquote, about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations pertaining to the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation. Pardon me. As an American citizen, period, right? They are working every scheme that they can. They are working every scheme that they can. They are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me, so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds, the ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that's facing the mothers. I know it says nation. A nation comes from wombs, and that ain't no simp talk. Because I don't spit that simp talk, You know, I don't talk that simp talk. Anyway. So with that being said, let me go back here. Do the use tubies, right? You tubies. Because we don't sell packs, mother. No, we study. Our beloved brother Corey Bey. President Corey Bey. All righty, guys. So with that being said, here we go. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility, quote unquote, period. The nations, right? The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my works in which I have performed in the last few months. Because I was at Lewis Lincoln Emerson's inauguration when he was elected governor. I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement. And I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover on March 4th, 1929, when he will be inaugurated at noon. Because that's when they used to do presidential inaugurations in harmony with the Constitution being ratified on March 4th, 17. What? Was it 1791? We'll check. You'll see it. You will see it. All righty. We'll make sure if it's March 4th, 1791. All righty. We'll double check. We'll see if Brother Hasan's loud and wrong. However, the reason they did the presidential inaugurations, right, on March 4th, normally, usually 13 degrees Pisces, right? What does it say there on page 44, bro, on administrative functions? Is it 1791?
Went into effect March 4th, 1789. It was it was held, the first meeting was held May 25th, 1787. Correct. It was adopted over a year later on July 2nd, 1788, and went into effect March 4th, 1789.
Okay, so it was in effect March 4th, 1789. Got you. So that, the effect, right, March 4th, 1989, is in harmony to reasons why the presidential inaugurations for de jure government, of course, especially when Prophet Noble Drew Ali was on the scene, everybody had to be on their up and up. All righty, so those inaugurations held on when the sun is at 13 degrees Pisces, which is normally around March 4th. All righty, and now they have moved it because they're doing Janus worship, Janus. So you guys can look up Janus, which is where you get your term for January. All righty, so I yield there. I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Reading the second letter to be read in every meeting here in the Moorish literature, excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper, all righty, established by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, pages 12 and 13 on 12, you can see I'm standing due guard again. However, I want to zoom in on page 13 and give it to Brother Sean to go in on the second letter to be read in every meeting. And I yield the floor to you, beloved brother Islam.
Islam. All right, a divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim governors ordered to read a proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Excelente, excelente. All righty, guys. So before we get started, right, we have been completely inspired, right? And if you guys haven't ever, let's see, do I have an instance of RV Bey up? Let's see if I have an instance of RV Bey, right? Boom, look at that. Because I was on their products and details page, of course, where you can go, if you go all the way down, right? You go all the way down, you see what I got highlighted there? It's the fourth link from the bottom. All righty, products details, right? PayPal orders, right? That's where you can, guys, for under 600 notes, you can get everything that RV Bey Publications offers, actually. I know you guys are like, well, whoa, guys, aren't you astrologers? Aren't you trying to, make sure you get readings and stuff? Why are you promoting somebody? This is our foundation. All righty, Brother Hasan is not only student, however, I'm also staff pertaining to Moor's Heritage and History School. All righty, so I'm not just some card carrying member. All righty, I embody this. I live truth. All righty, so I am living truth. We are living truth. All righty, those of us that are consistent. So that's probably why I was there with the Zodiac Constitution, probably showing someone where they could get it from. Actually, look, 3 notes. Let's see how much the administrative functions is before I get started, right? Moorish Divine Movement Study Tools, right? Where's is administrative functions on this one? I got MST of A degrees also right here next to me. Is administrative functions here? Let's see, Moorish literature, forced to make changes, addressing the misunderstandings in a circle 7. Let me see if I find a little bit something different. Is it under civics and ancient concepts? Let's see where the administrative functions are so you guys can see how you can get your hands on that, actually. It's no problem. I don't mind clicking through each page. Let's see. 2. Civics and ancient whatnots, right? I think on 3 it's going to be like multiple pages you can slide through, right? So, back to the constitutional folder, government confused about taxes, correcting the position of the IRS. Hey, look at all these goodies. Oh, hey, let me hit next there. Next. Obama's New Beginnings speech in Cairo. Yeah, he sure did that. Look, that's only 3 notes. Oh my goodness. You don't have to buy packages. Oh my goodness. I think that's the most expensive book, 15 notes for personal property. That's an excellent book too. I have that also. I have mostly all the books from RV Bay. All right, let's see. Is there an administrative function yet? Where's the administrative function? Let's go next. Is it on here? Okay, wordship the spelling, no problem. All the things on, I have all of these Zodiac or anything dealing with astrology. Yep, I got that. Circle of Life, Clock of Destiny book 1, Clock of Destiny book 2. I have the Oracle, I have the Zodiac and Assaults of Salvation, Why Astrology, Zodiac Constitution, Zodiac Review on U1 and Zodiac Review on U2. I have those all. Oh, that's so sweet. All righty. That's because I enjoy following instructions. You know, some of you people just want to just do your own thing. It's okay. Go right ahead and remix. I know you can go and remix your things that you choose. Lesson books. Oh, interesting. I do have 1 and 14. I do have lesson books 1 and lesson book 14. Talking books. Are these like the audio? Yeah, there's the ones coming with audio. I think administrative functions you have to find actually in like the website version. It's like it's actually in it, right? Congressional records, your identification cards are here also. You can get all 3. Look, that's the most expensive thing, 130, right? However, that 130, you subtract that from 600, it's the rest of your books. Like, it's really not bad at all, guys. Right? So, with that being said, now Mother Roz is actually offering astrology recorded classes. Oh no, 7 Hill started talking about some other astrologers in their recorded classes. Guys, we have them too. You know what I'm saying? We actually were the first within the Marsh community to do so. So, you know, we have taken the inspirations that we've gotten from Morse Heritage and History School, started some things, and we're able to, you know, inspire our elders also to do the same. So, you know, you can do that without hating, guys. You know that, right? I don't know if you guys are used to it, but it's possible. So let's see if we can find administrative, because I think it's actually within the in one of the pages, because there's some books that are not listed that are actually in the pages. Administrative functions, and I don't think I missed it, right, Brother Sean? Administrative functions are VDEY, and let's hit go and see what we find here. All right. Boom, there we go. All I had to do was, administrative functions is 12 units. So there it goes, guys. Right? Administrative functions. We out here trying to function, right? Interestingly, I can't wait till we go in on this cover here. Man, that's the only added chamber I know. And then people are like, oh, well, why the sword over the star? You guys are idiots because that's astrology. That's speaking about Nissan. Alrighty, and it's talking about Al-Janib. Alrighty, and it's dealing with the constellation Perseus. Alrighty, so you guys haven't gone into Veritas. Yeah, you're just gonna sit there and spout out a whole bunch of conjecture on bullshit that you really don't know. You just really don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, right? Oh, well, what does it mean with the sword over the head of woman? Because ain't that supposed to be? Look, yes. You can either control her with knowledge you don't tell her, so that's decapitating her, or you can make her crown chakra just as sharp as yours. Depends on how you look at it. But some of you don't. You guys, some of you just do not have these types of words coming across you. There are people just parroting us without real comprehension to how it is that we actually comprehend the science ourselves. So just wanted to let you guys know you can get it from there, right? All right, all you got to do is just type as I did. I typed in administrative functions, RV Bay, and then look, boom, there it was, even though I didn't find it when I was clicking it. However, I know it is within one of these tabs on the side because that's another way that Mother Roz has the website designed. If you're really sincere about studying, that's how you find things. However, with that being said, let us now actually, where was I actually going after that? Let me actually keep it moving. Hey, look, there's apple and mango and bananas. Oh my. Right. All right. So, administrative functions. This is where I really want to go. National identification card. Go on me. I think I just spat a piece of apple out of my mouth. Because you shouldn't be talking with your mouth full. My mouth isn't full. It's just like 1/3 of my mouth over here. Okay. All right. National identification card. See there at the top where it says Allodial American National Identification Card. Substantive birthright. Yeah, go in on that too. Brother Sean has actually got all the etymology for most of those terms, except allodial. Is why we want to bring up Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. However, we always like to go into the law dictionaries, right? So that we're able to really confirm some things. And guys, this is like my, I think, 7th year presenting. Those have been 8 years studying. Really, kind of 9 years studying. We just really went back to look at some music from 2013. I was like, yeah, I think I started studying around that time. I'm like, that's a little off, but maybe it's a little different, but we'll see. Just probably going over some things or whatever, but finally put my documents in where I think I got my sealed name correction, judicial notice of proclamation, I think, June 22nd, 2015. And I think it was witnessed by Mother Rosmariah V. Bey, her beloved son in whom she's well pleased, my brother Mizraim Malabel, and the wazir on that document is Mother Anna Edel. Right? So very thankful and grateful for them gracing my my name correction, judicial notice and proclamations. All righty, which, you get your national identification card and things of that nature here, and the proclamation sealing and all that. Study, guys, and really read. Right? Oh, and look, corporations are persons, as that word is used in the first clause pertaining to the 14th Amendment. Got you. So the 14th and 15th Amendment are not for the salvation of our people. Therefore, if you are operating with 14th Amendment, you are saying loudly you are a corporation. There is no need for the application of the 14th and 15th Amendment for the salvation of our people and citizens. Right? Prophet Obadiah. Look at that. That's a beautiful quote. However, let's kind of move on, right? Okay. However, some of you may not know what American means. So let's just kind of look at American real quick, and then we're going to move forward in looking at these things pertaining to our nationality card and the administrative functions, right? And guys, you already know, 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm, because, the way we do things, we're often imitated, never duplicated. Because you know how some people they really like what you do, but, they kind of just want to be you too. They want to take charge of the situation. They're not you. It's okay. It's okay. American, it's a noun. It's part of speech. It's matrix, right? That N period denotes noun. And Aboriginal, or one of the various copper-colored natives, right? Or copper-toned natives found. Look at that. If you lost something like, I'm looking for my keys, and you found them, guess where you're going to find them? You're going to find them where they already were, where they already have been. You just misplaced them in your own mind. That doesn't mean that it didn't exist where it's always been. So that means that there were beings that have copper toned skin that were already here on the American continent, founded by early European settlers. The original application of the name. All right. So originally, American is how people are describing the various copper toned natives, various copper toned sentient beings that were found by some foreigners, foreign to the copper toned beings. All righty. You can find that in Webster's 1828 American Dictionary pertaining to the English language, and 1936 Webster's Unabridged 20th Century Dictionary. You guys can just type in Noah Webster's Dictionary 1828.com and you should be able to find that also. All right, so let's just move on, guys, and just continue to have fun with following instructions and not being, wow, I'm just learning too. Take it easy on the Negro black colors. Fuck you, respectfully. You guys are undesirables. And you shouldn't want to have to keep an undesirable mindset and stop looking for us to cater to it. Oh, well, there was one time that you didn't know. I don't know that, actually, because we're true and faithful and we don't, stop being that. We don't put our hands to the gospel plow and then let go. That's how you lose your fucking mind. So we don't do that. most people you see that, usually, are there and then they let go. Eventually they start to dwindle. You just got to watch them. That's probably why you see what's, occurring and actually happening. All right. So let's just move forward. This is beautiful. All righty. So, Brother Sean, astrology before we go in, sir.
Oh, sure, sir.
Brother. Absolutely. All right. Let me hit stop there. All right. And let me hit the screen share over here. All right. And let's get this going. All right. And let me come on over behind me. Come on over behind me. And let me hit the screen share here. And hit the share button. All righty. So we had this up on the screen, right? Brother Sean, I'm going to yield the floor to you, bro. So from the perspective pertaining near the Baltimore Corporation for Friday, 5th August, 2022, and we're at what? Just 22 seconds, 25 seconds behind at 1500. Looky, Astro Cookie, all right? So with that being said, Brother Sean, I yield the floor to you, beloved brother Islam.
Damn, looks like we're about to enter into the Sagittarius, but while before we get to that point here in about the next about 10 minutes there. So right now we're at 28 degrees, 5 minutes, Scorpio. We know that Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Taurus in his 6th house. So hey, we are bringing you some service for your values here. And then if we look there at the little, sign there at the bottom, what they would call the house cusp, that's Taurus there. So it's ruled by Venus. So the final dispositor for Mars, Uranus, and the North nodes when it comes to your, your drive, your impulses, how you break through, radical thoughts, radical change in your destiny and your uncomfort zone, that is being disposited by Venus in the 8th house. Hey. And she's at 22 degrees Cancer. All righty. So when it comes to your home, we're bringing you the mysteries to your home with loving communication so that you can relate to yourself and relate to others and your partner, so that now you can take any partnerships that you have as the 7th house is 12th from the 8th. So now you can have some healing within your partnerships and how you share with others and yourself. With that,
Brother Sean, how Mercury and the moon are ruling the 8th house together, since therefore the Cancer Capricorn axis is intersecting. Look at us.
Look at us.
Man,
Who would have thought, huh?
We can't make this up, bro.
So yeah, Mercury,
our ego reads. Right? Our ego and personality rulers are ruling in the inheritance house, bringing some valuable fated relation. This is beautiful, bro. I yield to you, Brother Sean. I'm continuing to listen while I showing this delicious apple here.
I know, it looks delicious over there.
Oh, it is. And it's sweet. It's the sweet one. Let me stop. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, let's see. Mercury. Yes, Mercury is wow. He's hitting his 2013-14 John Wall Flex there with a +11 essential dignity score, as Mercury is exalted in the sign of Virgo. And he's got about 13 more degrees till he actually hits his exalted degree. But he's in the sign, so hey, he's doing great there. And he is in the 9th house. All righty. So our communications is, if you already noticed, we've been definitely organizing, prepping the meal before we serve it to you. This, knowledgeful food that we're going to bring, the bread to you, and wine, metaphysically speaking here. And you're going to bring this to you for your higher learning to, fix your philosophy and wisdom that might have been, limiting you just because due to your either subconscious or just your past beliefs there. So we're bringing that to you to get you out of your comfort zone, and shine that light on the mysteries that you might have been fearful of but don't want to hear. And now it is being communicated through your heart. So you're speaking to your heart right now, with the sun being right there as well, ruling over the ninth.
Speak to my
heart. Very
strong. Speak to my heart, Lord. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
So yes, we are speaking to your heart right now, so that things that might have seemed foreign that you might have, not have looked at, or read but truly didn't understand. Now we're going to able to bring that to you so that you can connect to your value and your ethics.
Man, that part of spirit right there has to deal with your status. So your status is in erudite position between that heartful communication. I yield, Brother Sean. Do your thing, bro.
That's fine. Yeah, so your fascination and denial, is there too. But the light is shining so bright that when you listen to your heart, you can't even worry about the shadows here. Well, yes, we are bringing the light to you in the organized sense of fashion for you and your loved ones. Actually, now Luna is now ruling over the eighth. Hey. When it comes to fated connections here, hey, you're watching your bros right here.
Oh, no. Now it's funny. Hold on, just let me add.
Oh, yeah, do you think?
First, Cancer, right, was sharing. Moon and Mercury was sharing rulership of the eighth. Now Mercury is sharing rulership with the seventh. So now it's Mercury and Venus are now sharing rulership with the seventh. I yield.
Partnerships, communications.
It's like Mercury, like, yo, I'm gonna team up in this intercepted sign situation with the moon. So we're gonna, briefly communicate our emotions in our subconscious mind. However, now I need to go and get to the value of the things.
Like, yeah, I don't have to pick sides anyway, because by night or by day, I don't pick sides. I just mediate and be the peacemaker. You feel me?
Mercury's gotta be at the helm. Right? Rudder and sextant. Are we clear? Anyway, go ahead.
That's fine. All right, so seventh house of Venus is ruling over that. Hey. So yes, we are bringing you we are sharing our values, our wisdom, our perspective, being of service, so that now you can restructure your foundation and your self-worth and your sense of values, so that you can have this mental breakthrough. And yes, the truth might piss you off, but hey, it's going to burn that fire to get you out of that comfortable zone, or just that mental water you could be drowning and swimming in, to really get you back to ground here, to really get you in the foundation of your security and values. Because if you don't know the truth, or you really just don't understand how things work and run, and you think that those that are in these seats of positions are here to help you, and if you don't know how government is ran or how things work, then you're just going to be some peanut butter sandwiches out on the stand for free.
In other words, your food.
What they say, and they're going to be our chattel. I think that might have been a George Bush one. They're going to be our chattel.
Yeah.
Just going to be prize booty out here. So yes, we're bringing you this information organized so that we can, get back to what the prophet brought, so that, hey, we can unify. We can be the great beings that we always are, because we are ancient foremothers and forefathers, without doubt or contradiction. So if you're going to talk all this, ooh, yeah, we Hebrew Israelites, and we did this and we did that, but if you're not telling the folks that their Moor isn't about Prophet Noble Droli, what are you doing?
Because then when we went over what it ties, Hebrew, which is Ibri, from the Heber, Heber, means wandering planet. Right?
Yes, honestly, if you, woo, man, that word's house is powerful.
I know, right? And Israelites are that who come to the knowledge or to their higher self. So when you say you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're actually saying, I'm a wandering planet that came to the light pertaining to myself. And you don't even know astrology or the etymology to your title. It's okay. It's all right. We have the astro-Masonic facts that you will reject. That's why we're telling all of you that may have a certain feeling in your heart, you're really fighting your lower self. We accept your apology in advance. We know it's going to happen. You have
that hate in your heart, let it out.
I know you have like a deferred apology. Like, so we're already giving you credit to your deferred apology. Yo, I yield, bro. Go ahead.
Islam. All right. So, we're taking this knowledge and bringing it to you so that you can really reflect on the inner part of yourself. We look at Jupiter there in the 4th house of the home. So, when it comes to your, physical home or just your temple, right? You're really able to just start looking at this different information to now relight the fire up in you with courage. And this is just for you to share with your loved ones. What we share it with you, you share it with your loved ones.
So from the 4th house, Jupiter's ruling the 4th and is assisted with ruling the 1st. And now as soon as I said that, it
went to it.
Amazing.
Yes.
No interceptions now, right? No interceptions. Clear touchdowns. Let's run the ball. Hail Mary, one quick C. Right? I said C, right? Like Holy See, like the Vatican. Who's the substitute? They're the substitutes. The Vatican is the substitute Moorish Science Temple of America. However, it's alive and well because we're the 3rd and 4th generation that seeing the good and the value in it. So really, Prophet Noble Drew Ali no longer needs a substitution. So that's why, in 2012, when Obama, stood there, and I'll admit, Brother Hasan Bey had shared via C-SPAN, all righty, that, basically that was a signal for those of us that know that, hey guys, it's over. There's no more United States of America. I'm done. It was the Pontius Pilate thing. I wash my hands of you guys because I did the motu proprio, which means please stop putting the hands on the people that we said it was cool to put hands on first. We said they were chattel property. Look, I'm washing my hands. If they shoot you in the head, policy enforcers, I am not going to give you immunity. The Godfather has spoken. Now kiss the ring. That's what happened. I don't give a fuck what you believe. Go and research it. Don't believe anything I say. Try to prove it wrong. When you prove it right, teach your loved ones. I yield the floor, beloved brother. Islam. Back to my mango and banana.
Some good philosophy and wisdom there for self and for their home and temple. Hey. All right, guys. You get Mercury ruling over the 10th, so you're getting some exalted communication pertaining to your status, your standing. Wow, you gotta love astrology.
Mm-hmm. I think astrology to grow food.
You saying some of that mango over there, man? I'm over getting jealous, man. Need some of that good old red fruit you got, man.
Yo, you already know what flavors I'm tasting with this mango and this banana combined.
I
know. No bubble yum, but it tastes like bubble gum. Anyway,
yeah,
you already, bro. Some people gonna be like, mango and banana. You're welcome in advance, actually. Again, look, we're accepting apologies in advance, and we're giving you welcomes in advance. I know some people probably think Hassan's arrogant. No, I'm not. I don't have one arrogant or ambitious bone in my fucking body, actually. It's just that you're not used to the truth.
You don't want to be set free.
Changing it, don't pass away. What'd you say, beloved brother?
They don't want to be free. They don't want the truth.
I know, right? Because they be loving that lie. Anyway.
It's so comfortable. The lives are so comfortable. So comfortable.
We got quite a few things, right? And we're going to get over these things and we're going to cover them quickly. And we're going to ad lib also. So, Brother Sean.
Saturn on the 3rd, too strong. Wow. Everybody, what's up, Luna, man? Just feeling great. Luna's gonna fall in Scorpio, but hey, you can take that and flip that. You can do some alchemy and transformation there.
Oh, I love when the moon's in Scorpio. I love it, actually. Seriously. It's my lunar return. Yeah. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it. Oh, at the same time I'm having a Venus return. Boom. Okay, go ahead. I yield.
Indeed.
I ain't lying.
Venus and Jupiter mutual reception by turn. Hey. So you can't help but to get this.
Hold on. I hit the wrong thing. Wait 1 second. Let me hit this X button if I missed the X button. Did I miss the X button? Okay, maybe I didn't. Go ahead. I yield.
Yeah, Jupiter and Venus in terms of mutual reception. So y'all are just able to relate. You're either going to relay this information with yourself. You might have a talk amongst your group, or you're like, hey, man, I was listening to that 7 Hill Star and they said a few things that it really triggered my mind. Because I've been seeing all this stuff on the internet, and hearing all these talks. So now I'm really able just to bring that to the home. You got Venus rolling over the 11th. Hey. Over the 6th and 11th, so this is some service for your organization to relate and connect with not only yourself and your home, but just becoming aware of things that are just bigger than you. This is bigger than going to your job every day and just doing the usual things, so it's more to the daily routine. Hey, we're looking at Saturn there in the 3rd. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling good too, man. I'm about to make sure we keep bringing this social awareness while I'm in the astrological degree.
You already, bro. And you said that, yeah. And I see, both the benefics are in mutual reception. Jupiter and Venus, bro. Exactamundoski.
So what a lovely partner during this holy day. So, hey.
This day, right?
Venus is going to be making that trine with Neptune pretty soon, applying right now. So you're really able to relate, when you can see through the illusions and just tap into the higher octave. I think that's going to be what was that, Sunday? I might have delineated that for. Because I know we did that during the weather report, because he's like, look at these trines starting out these days. So yeah, you're really able to start coming into just a sense of higher harmony from the as above, so below, from being able to just love and connect and relate on this lower level. And now you're merging that with the higher purpose, the higher vibrations of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and just the mysteries of life. Because it's not really no mystery, just that you don't look for it. And you probably reject it, help or anything if it's not glittery and sparkly and, can make you a quote unquote millionaire, billionaire, make you all this overnight, So it's like, oh, it's not twining to the eye, but this energy is moving. And with Cancer and Pisces, it's love for the home, wisdom for the home. And it's healing for the home, because only truth is going to heal things. Sweeping things under the carpet or just rejecting it because you don't want to, or just because you don't know about it, you can't reject it, and then things keep happening. Oh, well, I didn't know. Hey, look at the opposite. You got to get uncomfortable. You got to come into a new sense of values and self-worth and shake off all the imposter syndromes and all these different projections and, this illusions of the world that is in place. Because if you look for the truth, you can see clearly now, if you like to. So whatever you pick, you can let it be a good day or a bad day. Because either or, it's the same thing. It's just all how you look at it. You heard me?
We are expanding the ideal security by showing you the draughtsmanship shared with us via Prophet Noble Ali. Because 0 to 1 or maybe 0 to 2 degrees, both Gemini and Sagittarius are the degree pertaining to draughtsmanship. Some people say draftsmanship, dealing with writing and things like that. Jupiter ruling over that. Jupiter dealing with expanding, and Aries being driven or showing the ideals pertaining to that which will really secure us. Fourth house deals with security and where you had your early childhood development. So for new Moors coming in with their eyes wide open, or Moors that need some assistance or whatever, you guys know that's what we provide. However, you're not going to really grasp anything that we're saying unless you really make with inside yourself the agreement to be honest with yourself, be true to yourself, all righty? and embody the principles. First and foremost, you must be sincere. So be pure heart, be sincere intent, be love, be honor, keeping Prophet Noble Drew Ali at the forefront of your mind in a non-dogmatic fashion. A lot of you will speak wrongfully about religion when it's the religion that you're really speaking about. All right, religion is rereading and binding yourself back to the principles pertaining to your ancient foremothers and forefathers so that your days may be long upon the earth land. Dogma is what you guys really are wanting to say. I ain't in a dogma, but you guys are saying I'm not in the religion. So what you're actually doing is continuing to broadcast on yourself to be further whatever colored entity you are. All righty. You remember, there's no such thing as black people, so there's no such thing as white people either. However, when you're speaking status and based on birthright, those that are copper toned are the free white persons, are the white people. We are the rulers of the land. We're purity. All righty. However, the black status people are the pale skins, our sons and daughters. Even when we transition out of these bodies, you want to see a cadaver, the pale skin turns black. The Moor, it's a little, gets white, right? So with that being said, that's if you're really studying and looking at things in that way. However, with that being said, guys, let's continue and move forward, right? Hey, peace and greetings, JL. I see you in the chat there. As always, JL is consistent, man, right? So happy holy degree to you also, JL. All right, so let us continue. Brother Sean's going to get started. I just wanted to add my last couple of cents there. You guys already know I can add so much more. However, I'm going to yield the floor to Brother Sean. Let me actually stop the screen share on the computer over here. Let's stop the screen share there, right? All right. And with that being said, let me, you know what I want us to do, Brother Sean? Because we're going to be like, oh, I went on eBay Publications. I got my nationality card. Now what do I do? Oh, you want to know how to function? Well, first, let's go over some terms in the nationality card, shall we? So, Brother Sean, I'm going to yield the floor to you because I want you to go over those, the top of the nationality card, as we said before, right? Didn't I? Okay, should I just show it one more time? Should I, Brother Sean, just one more time, I guess, show that nationality card?
One more time.
All right. We're gonna celebrate. All right, so here we go. National identification card. This page includes, all righty, form for travel card and student ID, right? Which we have. I know I have my travel card. I have my student ID. And I use them accordingly, because I comprehend and I have the spirit pertaining to the law on my dial plate. Allodial American National Identification Card. Those, I think, the 5 terms we're going to go over starting this series off. Maybe we can get this done in a moon cycle, right? So by the time we're finished this, Luna will be going back into Scorpio. so just like, from the Ruta to the Tuta, right? So that's what we're going to do here. All righty, that's what we're going to do here. We're gonna start the series here, and let me see what we get complete in 4 Fridays. All righty, you all. With that being said, I know on the 12th, which is actually next Friday, we would like to commence the AstroLiteracy conference, and it's going to be in harmony with Impromptu Improv. And I trust that it will not be on YouTube. So we may do some impromptu improv on YouTube early, and then we'll be having the conference. I would like to have the conference between noon and 4. All righty, noon and 4 Eastern, actually. Actually, let me think about that. Yeah, noon Eastern. So between noon and 4 Eastern, and we'll figure it out, guys, because we just want sincere people coming. And usually, like, I think the largest I ever had come to my workshops about 14 sentient beings at a time. All righty, that's not a limit for me. That just happens to just be what the universe allows to be there in the moment. All right. So that's what we're going to go on the top of our nationality card. All right. The rights of indigenous people, and kind of have a quote there, right? Let you know, part 2, Article 8, indigenous people have the right have the collective and individual right to maintain and develop their distinct identities and characteristics, including the right to identify themselves as indigenous and to be recognized as such, right? So, that's Bill of Right 1 in effect, right? You have the, free speech and press, and then Bill of Right 4, you have the right to be secure in your person, houses, papers, and events. So, that's how that goes, doskies. So, with that being said, I guess what I'll do here is I will come back to the Zoom, stop screen sharing, and let Brother Sean go with. Brother Sean, are your notes screen shareable, or we're just gonna go over some things? I yield the floor to you, Brother Islam.
No, why is that showing that?
You already know, man. I can do things on the fly. We need to, bro.
Yeah, but it's
the one up top where it says American.
Yeah, now. But it's not. I'm on it on my thing, but I just have to. Oh, there we go. Trying to turn. Oh, sorry, because I'm doing it from my anyway. All right, here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. Here we go. Okay. All righty, so let's do that. So let's go to allodial first. All righty, so from Black's Law Dictionary, allodial. Free, not holding of any lord or superior, owned without obligation of vassalage or fealty, the opposite of feudal.
Look at that. Free, not holding of any lord or superior. Well, look at that. There's no one higher than me and my mom. And since I declared to proclaim my nationality, she has no fucking say so over me either. So looky, Astro Cookie. That's being allodial. Reading is fun. The mental. I yield, beloved Brother Islam.
I mean, I don't know. Is that better? That was better.
So what, you trying to take away your list on the left?
Indeed.
Click the list button, I think, up there. Is that it? Yeah, that one. What happens when you take that away? Oh, it's not gonna go away, is it? Looky. Yeah, that's thumbnailing it. It's all good. It's no worries. Oh, so it did do what I thought it would do. Okay, go right ahead. I yield.
Yay! All right, y'all. So you just did.
You might want to zoom in. I guess you could. You can zoom in so they can get a full look at what the American says. American. It looking like American.
Let's see where that zoom is.
I mean, I can actually see it, bro. I can still see it. I mean, let's see what everyone else does, So it is what it is, right?
Let's see, what is that? Shift, Command.
You're welcome, Daily Inspirational Tea. The lead.
How does that looking? It looks different from my screen then.
Yeah, I mean, because how it looks to us, for me, what I see right now is butterum and butterum. It just looks like you have the list. I see American. Of course, on the left, you see, all iCloud, notes recently deleted. However, what I see right there is American. So is this your computer that you're on?
This is sharing off my phone device. Yeah.
However, can you zoom in then with your fingers? Or no? What's happening there? Doesn't matter. I'm ready to read it.
Shift Command.
Bing, bing, bing. We thank you all for your patience in advance, because I'm telling you, we're about to really go in. We just wanted you to get this first. Oh, hey, looky, Astro Cookie. That looks
better.
Really? What's the command? Do you have to hit Control + sign to zoom in? It looks like what you're doing is, I guess your phone and your MacBook are synced. That's what it's looking like.
Yes. So let me just see. Let me hit that. And just see if I've got it right there in the notes on the same one. I do. So let me come back.
Correct the Mondowski. Oh, that's beautiful.
There you go. All right, let me just not share it from my phone because it's got all synced in the Mac. All right, here we go. All right, so we just did a load. All right, so now we are reading the etymology of American. All right. American, now, 1570s, originally, quote, one of the Aboriginal peoples discovered in the Western Hemisphere by Europeans, and quote, from modern Latin, Americanus, from America. What's that QV, broski?
Quod vide in the Latin.
Quod vide.
Yeah, QUOD is the first term. Vide, VIDE, like the root vide. So it means which you can go see or which to see. Quod vide. I yield.
All righty. Quod vide. The original sense is now Native Americans. The sense of, quote, resident of North America of European, originally British descent, end quote, is from 1765.
So, and your source there, brother, is?
80 Mine Online.
Yes, etymonline.com, right? All right, we yield, beloved brother.
Type that in when I do that. All right.
Hey, got you. Yeah, got you.
All right, so next on Black Law's 4th edition, we have American. All right, pertaining to the Western Hemisphere or in a more restricted sense to the United States. See Beardsley versus Selected Men of Bridgeport.
So the entire Western Hemisphere is America. Go ahead, I'm listening. go ahead, just
fine. So we get nice.
Whole half of the planet is America, but go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead, I yield.
Let's see. It was assumed in Life Photo Film Corporation versus Bell. 90 miscellaneous representative 469. Here's a case law that the term quote unquote American included all classes of citizens, native and naturalized, irrespective of where they originally came from.
And I don't have any like animosity towards people that can't comprehend the concept of round and flat, right? But if they're for you, let me just kind of just tickle the flat earthers out there real quick. If it's flat earth, why don't I call it a semicircle instead of a hemisphere? Okay, I yield.
Yeah.
If I just call it a semicircle, right? It's flat, right? No, it's a hemisphere because that's half of a sphere, right? Now we need to ask ourselves, are spheres flat? Okay, anyway, go ahead. I yield. I'm not getting into a spherical or flatness pertaining to Midgard. All right. I'm not getting into that. I'm just kind of I like to have fun with words because I actually study and read. I don't just feel about my opinion about stuff. Fuck out of here. All right. I yield.
Somebody's over there typing their computer in Google right now.
They probably typing it. Why is it not called semicircle? I wonder if flat earthers use the term hemisphere. Time out, Joe. That's funny, yo. No, that's actually funny because then they would contradict themselves. Yeah, I'm a flat earther. Really? Where are you from? America? Oh, you from the Western Hemisphere? Yeah, the Western Hemisphere. You're a flat earther.
That's when you gotta pull out the powder. Contradict yourself again.
Yo, that shit is funny to me. Because, that's so stupid. Why would you say you're a flat earther and you would still identify spheres in any way, shape, or form? Like, stop it, Joe. Oh my God, stop it. Okay. Again, I'm not advocating for spherical earth or flat earth. I'm just talking about the language that people use, and they really have no idea that they neutralize their arguments every time they open their mouths to further explain what they're saying. All right, I yield the floor to you, beloved brother Islam.
Yes.
Anybody in the chat there? I see it's like at least 5 of you in the chat, right? Any of you guys in there? Do you disagree? You can put your opinion down there in the chat. It doesn't matter. You can continue to interact or whatever. If you're taking notes, guys, that's great too. I love when you guys come with pen and paper. All righty. I yield the floor because brother. Okay, I see what you're going in on. So we already did Allodial. We already did American. Where's national? National next, right?
The national right here.
All right. So when you declare and proclaim your nationality, then you can probably identify yourself being national. So I'm pretty sure we're going to find nationality. That's a noun. National can be either adjective or noun. However, let's actually see what our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased, Sean Alim has for us, and I yield the floor. Islam.
All right, so we can do national. All right, national adjective. This is from the Eddie Mine Online Dictionary. Quote, of or pertaining to a nation or a country regarded as a whole, established and maintained by the nation, peculiar to the whole people of a country. 1590s from French national, 16th century from Old French nation, and also from nation plus all, one, opposed to local or provincial, or in the U.S. states.
So there's no such thing as a U.S. national. They just said it in the animal line. It said opposed. So you guys are lying. I'm just going to put it out there. I didn't say it. Animal line said it. Okay, I yield.
All righty. National from Black's Law, 4th edition. National, pertaining or relating to a nation as a whole. Commonly applied in American law to institution, laws, or affairs of the United States or its government, as opposed to those of the several states. The term, quote unquote, national, as used in the phrases, using the phrase, quote, national of the United States, end quote, is broader than the term, quote unquote, citizen.
People like, oh, I thought Hasan just said that you can't be a U.S. national, but it says national of the United States, which means, first of all, U.S. is not the same as United States. I don't care what you think. Stick a dick in your ear, fuck what you heard. Pause. National, right? Of is a preposition, right? Which denotes off, away from, or pertaining to. So this is national away from the United States. Okay. National off from the United. Okay. National pertaining to the. You see what I'm saying? It's. I enjoy language arts, as they call it, because we get to paint with words beautifully. Anyway, go ahead. I yield. And or strip the paint, because people trying to paint you in the corners where you think you're living a life, and the whole time you're just in the middle of animal husbandry under a dark priesthood spell, but you think you're grown, paying bills and shit. Those are statements of accounts, which are coupons. And you're sitting here, breaking the law. Every time you go to a cash register, I ain't got Federal Reserve notes. Okay, you're a federal agent making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank through registers. No, I'm not. Oh, okay, then you're committing fraud then. Well, how am I supposed to feed my family and then how am I supposed to live? I mean, you got air to breathe, and then there's things you can read because
Those some bars right there. You got air to breathe, and you got some things that you can read. Woo!
All right, you got air to breathe and things you can read that will show you that, oh, all I got to do is put pen to the paper and I can have these things. But we won't go there because
you can't draw truth.
We're living truth, and we're formalizing these things for ourselves to manifest them for ourselves as we do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can reserve your rights and handle debits and credits while you're reserving your rights, because all rights reserved is the condom in contracting, so that you don't contract dis-ease by acting as a fucking federal agent unbeknownst to you and then get federal agent penalties. But you were just acting like a federal agent and you didn't know it, so you're an insane person. Title 1, USC 1. I yield, beloved brother, Islam.
Islam. All right, so next we'll get into the etymology of nationality. Now, 1690s. Quote, separate existence as a nation, national unity and integrity, end quote, from nationality, and some usages perhaps from French nationalité, as quote, fact of belonging to or being a citizen of a particular state, end quote, from 1828, gradually shading into, quote unquote, race ethnicity, meaning a, quote unquote, a racial or ethnic group is by 1832 related.
So they not remixed what it means. And like, oh, we're just gonna apply this word to this and it means this. No, that's reconstruction, you asshole. Let me stop.
Remix.
No, remix. All right, go ahead. I know, right? Exactly.
All right, next we'll get into Black's Law. So let me make sure I add that there for the addition. All right, nationality, that quality or character which arises from the fact pertaining to a person's belonging to a nation or state. Nationality determines the political status of the individual, especially with reference to allegiance, while domicile determines his civil status. Nationality arises either by birth or by naturalization. According to what is that? Savigny. There we go.
So, Savigny. That's actually right, Savigny, because the G in diphthong makes the G silent. So it'd be like Savigny, kind of like that.
Man, the mother freaking T in tsunami.
Yeah, if they don't take the goddamn T out of tsunami. No, I'm joking, bro. Go ahead. It's a P in pterodactyl. Go ahead, I'm listening. You telling me to say the word nat? No, it's a G in front of the N's. Yes, it is. Go ahead, I'm listening.
All right, according to Savigny, quote unquote, nationality is also used as opposed to, quote unquote, territoriality,
which would deal with federal agency. But I know some people would be like, the political status of an individual. Well, the political status pertaining to a sentient being would be determined by what they claim their declare and proclaim your nationality. And then we would know what your civil status is by your domicile. It's not even hard. However, some of you is like, dang, that's deep, brother. I would need to know some more questions because I'm thinking about de facto federal agents that threaten me in my mind all the time. Because I'm an insane person, Title I, USC 1. It's okay, you'll get over your insanity soon. The more you sincerely study, just it'll come out in the wash. Just rinse and repeat. Clean yourself. Clean that dirty mind. That's baptism. Oh, but isn't that brainwashing? Well, your brain's been dirty for too fucking long already, so why not clean it? Brainwashing sounds actually like a great fucking idea for most of us. Anyway, I yield.
Islam, let's see. For the purpose of distinguishing the case pertaining to a nation having no national territory.
Because territory, and it says exempli gratia,
Exempli gratia, the Jews.
Exempli gratia, right? So giving a good example or a gracious example, here's a gracious example, the Jews, right? It's funny how they did that for the purpose of distinguishing the case of, because there was no fucking nation of, I'm going to just, maybe they're saying, because I know Jews or Jewels are really us, and that's that's dealing with your endocrine system and your chakras. However, there are people that are acting outside of their inside. And in 1948, they want to establish a nation of Israel, which is corporate. And however, they did this, I think, 6 or 7 years after Tulsa, Oklahoma was bombed? All righty, so with that being said, who has no national territory? Oh, the Jews. Where do we belong? Nowhere, because you're an experiment. Right? Just mix a little bit of Moor with a little bit of nigger. That's a monkey. A little bit of troglodyte Negro. Put it in the pot and call it macaroni. Okay, anyway. Macaroni. Okay, go ahead, I yield. Stop putting dick in them monkey bitches. Okay, go ahead, I yield.
All righty. So let's see. We got identification. All right. This is from Eddie Online, 1640s. Quote, treating of a thing as the same as another. Act of making or proven to be the same. End quote. From French, identification. Probably from identifier. See, identify. Psychological sense of, quote, becoming or feeling oneself one with another, end quote. Is from 1857. Meaning, quote, act or process of determining the identity of something, end quote, is from 1859. Meaning, quotes, object or document which marks identity, end quote, is from 1947. Short for identification, tag, card, etc. All right, man.
That I'm gonna bring up while you're doing this, I'm gonna go to the I section in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary and look up idem sonens. IDEM is the first term, sonens, SONANS is the second term. I yield the floor to you, beloved brother. Islam.
Already now heading into Black's Law Dictionary, Henry Campbell Black's Law, 4th edition. All right, identification. Proof of identity. The proving that a person, subject, or article before the court is the very same that he or it is alleged, charged, or reputed to be, as where a witness recognizes the prisoner at the bar as the same person whom he saw committing the crime, or where handwriting, stolen goods, counterfeit coin, etc., are recognized as the same which once passed under the observation of the person identifying them.
May I add to your wisdom then? Do you want me to copy and send it to you, or you want to stop the screen share and I screen share real quick? And then when I stop, you can go back and finish with card. I'm going to add to your identification to show where idem sonens is more of the root there in your ancient native tongue pertaining to the Latin. So you just read that on identification under Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, right? Proof pertaining to identity, correct? So let me hit my screen share here, beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased. 2, 1, and iPad goes to broadcast there, excelente. And I'm going to go to Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary. It's page 880 in the actual document. However, the PDF, it's 956. All righty. As you can see, it's a 76-page difference between the actual book and the PDF. Numbering, all right. So with that being said, idem sonens, right? I want to bring it right here. Brother Sean, I'm going to read, or do you want to continue you reading? I can yield to you, bro, if you want. Idem sonens is not that long, but this is probably where you got identification from also, right? See, it's right there, proof of identity, right? So just above it, see what idem sonens is. Hold on, it's not even idem. Let me stop pronouncing it wrong. It's idem sonens. It's idem. The I is pronounced like E, and the E is pronounced like A. So idem sonens in the Latin. Idem sonens. But what's that above? Idem semper antecedenti proximo refetor. It's coming from the collections of little. I know that's little. Is that little something dealing with the collection and stuff like that? I might have to go and check the end to brush up again on those abbreviations there. But it's actually in the back of Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary. I wonder if it's little or it's got to be little. All right. Anyway, 685 quote: "The same is always referred to its next antecedent." Whoa. You guys can go and check that out for yourself and see what that phrase means, right? Didn't they say Jesus spoke Latin? Anyway, justice. That I'm not saying that, if you speak Latin, you're Jesus. I'm saying that Jesus is justice, right? And everyone is Jesus Christ, actually. You are your own savior. That's why you have to save yourself. That's why you're on your self-savior. Save yourself, you self-savior. All right, anyway, idem sonens. Idem sonens. I yield to you, beloved brother. Islam.
Idem sonens. Sounding the same or like. Having the same sound. a term applied to names which are substantially the same, though slightly varied in the spelling, as quote unquote Lawrence and Lawrence, Lawrence and the like.
So with that being said, somebody be like, oh, this ain't you, and it's an all capital letter designation that sounds like what your mother called you. You know what your response to that could actually be? What's your name? This ain't your name? Well, actually, when I came out of my mother's womb, I don't really even remember that time, nor do I remember the sounds that were probably, coming into my ears. So therefore, whatever you think my mom called me and whatever you think is on that documentation that you think may sound like something I identify, it's hearsay. And hearsay evidence that is inadmissible in court. I mean, somebody want to correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I'm not. Case dismissed. Anyway, let's go down here. Two names are said to be idem sonantes if the attentive ear finds difficulty in distinguishing them when pronounced, or if common and long continued usage has, by corruption or abbreviation, made them identical in pronunciation. Goodness gracious, didn't I just say that? Didn't I just really go in on the fact that you may get something through the mail and it's in all capital letters and it looks like what somebody said your mama called you? Do you get that that's double hearsay? Which means it's fraud, which means return to sender. Yo.
And why are you talking to me?
Basically, you can't be talking to me because I didn't give you written express consent to do so. There's no written express consent where I go, hey, I'm actually giving you permission to adjudicate upon my life's energy. If you think I need correction in your correctional facility or any other statute, code, or policy that you think I've sworn an oath of office and have a contract as a federal agent to actually have an obligation to, you're a fucking idiot. I am not indebted to anyone because we're freehold, right? Isn't that what a lodio is? How can I be a lodio and at the same time be holding to some lord? That doesn't make sense. So stop using what you think people have named anyone because you deserve to be hung, because that's treason. And the penalties of treason is death by hanging. How many people you think work in so-called what they think are government offices don't know that they're primed for a fucking noose? Just saying it. Oh, I'm not being radical. I just read. Okay, I'm just saying, I just read. Unless you want to share something else for me to read that I haven't come across, but 9 times out of 10, I probably can refute it because the only people on the planet that have the superior claim are Moors. And a lot of people don't like that. They really don't. They don't like that. Because no matter what, you can study law and jurisprudence all you want. You cannot ignore the history, though, because history and law goes together. And those people that are only focused on the jurisprudence and the letter, goodness gracious, they are still going to be governed by those pertaining to us that are in honor fully pertaining to the history and the law, respectfully. All right. In me continuing, the rule pertaining to idem sonans, quote unquote, is the absolute accuracy in spelling. I want to look up spelling too, because, intent supersedes spelling. So I don't care how a motherfucker spelled something, what's their intent? Because the intent is going to supersede the spelling. That's even in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary when you actually look up the word spelling. Names, okay? It's absolute accuracy in spelling names is not required. Look at this. The rule pertaining to idem sonans is that absolute accuracy in spelling names is not required in a legal document or proceedings, either civil or criminal. That's bullshit, because you have the right to be secure in your persons, houses, papers, and effects. I'm just showing you how some of this opinion, some of this stare decisis, this case law, has been actually just someone's general fucking opinion. Because when you actually really go and look at the principle of things, like, hold on, if they're using idem sonins, which looks like, oh, it's something that sounds alike or whatever, okay, cool. But you're telling me you're using some type of legal document for proceedings or something like that, then you can't be dealing with the people. You must be dealing with federal agency. And when you talk about jurisprudence, ancient and modern, and you're like, oh, well, if the Moors had set this in order, well, guys, we were doing our best that we can do to take care of a karmic debt that was upon us. And that's being able to continue to have the Albion or the pale skin, which people falsely call themselves, or some of you people may falsely call them white people. Their existence on this planet was supposed to have been for sure. And that's why a lot of them are really looking for to get with Moors or whatever, especially those Albion daughters. But it would be so disrespectful for Moorish sons to be with the Albion daughters, actually, because you're disrespecting your mom and her. However, let's just continue from there, because what I want you to see is that we're talking about lawfulness, not lawlessness. All righty. And we're going to get into that Thessalonians 2, 1 through 12 also. All righty. As like shared lovingly yesterday by Mother Ross Mariah. And I told her, I was like, hey, we're going to go live about that. We're going to share that. We're going to share it here on YouTube, and I think I'm going to share Thessalonians again. We're going to go live on Instagram. All right, so it's going to be fun. All righty, so that's just what we do, man. Because how we present is how we present, no matter how many people we inspire to do their presentations, how they do, or whatever. So it is what it is. So with that being said, let's move forward. That if the name as spelled in the document, though different from the correct spelling thereof, conveys to the ear when pronounced according to the commonly accepted method, I don't accept any of your methods. I can't hear you. What you say? It sounds like what? I don't know. I don't recognize homophones sounding the same. Homophones. That's what a homophone is. Idem sonins is homophonic. It's obviously a homophonic reference. Not homophobic, homophonic. Like a saw, right, is a noun which you can use to cut through wood. Whereas saw is actually also a verb pertaining to an action, which is the past tense to see. So saw and saw are homophones. They're homophonic, all righty? They sound the same. They have a idem sonins. However, their substance is not the same. You see that? That's what you call substantive birthright. Okay, I yield. Brother Sean, you want to read the rest?
Islam. All right, where was we at?
A sound practically identical with the correct name as commonly pronounced.
All right, as commonly pronounced, the name thus given is a sufficient identification pertaining to the individual referred to.
Stop. So the name thus given. Who gave it? Who do you know? How did you know? Were you there? And that means that you will only be able to have them have an affirmative of what the idem sonins is because you're giving yourself up to them to go, oh yeah, that's me. Oh yeah, that sounds like my name. You don't comprehend. You don't understand. That's your response. Okay, I yield.
Islam referred to, and no advantage can be taken of the clerical error.
And no advantage can be taken. That's bullshit. That's why you correct the record. You see what I'm saying? Hold on. The name thus given is sufficient identification pertaining to that to the individual, right? Referred to, and no advantage. Oh, okay. I'll look at it like this. Then that means if it's a clerical error, there's no advantage. It's like, oh, well, there's a clerical error and things like, so that means at the end of the day, you have to open your mouth and say who is what. You know what I'm saying? So what's given is actually holding more precedence than what is implied. So that means you must give express consent in some way, shape, or form. And the highest express consent is in writing, period. Truth is expressed in an affidavit, period. State versus Hathaway. I yield, bro. But the doctrine
of idem sonus, quote unquote, has been much enlarged by modern decisions to conform to the growing rule that a variance to be material must be such as has misled the opposite party to its prejudice.
but the doctrine pertaining to Enum Sonus has been much enlarged by modern decisions. That's more opinion there, to conform to the growing rule. What growing rule? That a variance, to be material, must be such as has misled the opposite party. So that means like, you need to know that it's, soon as they say, hey, I'm calling you to come to somewhere, they've misled you. Because they got you thinking that you owe them some type of obligation. And you owe them no responsible obligation because you're not a federal agent working on federal land within the federal trade zone. Where's your contract and oath of office? Period. And Brother Sean already went over identification, right? So I yield the floor, bro. And the last one you're doing, I think the last word is card, correct?
Indeed.
All right, I yield the floor to you, so you go and screen share. I am going to be right back. By the time I get back, I'm pretty sure you'll be complete that. All righty, Islam, but I'm here within earshot.
All right, etymology. We got card, noun, first one, early 15th century, quote unquote, a playing card from Old French, carte, 14th century, from medieval Latin, carta, charta, quote, a card, paper, a writing, a charter, end quote, from Latin charta, quote, leaf of paper, a writing tablet, end quote, from Greek kratis, layer of papyrus, which is probably from Egyptian, form influenced by Italian cognate crata, paper, leaf of paper, compare chart. All right, the shift in English from T to D is unexplained. All right, we got card, verb, to comb wool, late 14th century, from card, noun to or else, from Old French carter, from Old Provençal cardar, quote, to card, end quote, from vulgar Latin, cretari, from Latin crerer, let's see, carrer, all right, to clean or comb with a card, perhaps from Indo-European, what's that pi word right there? Root, kas, to scrape, see harsh. All right, so headed to Black's Law, 4th edition. Cards and criminal law, small papers or pasteboards of an oblong or rectangular shape, on which are printed figures or points used in playing certain games. See State versus Lewis. I think, is that everything we went through?
Got everything? What's good? All I see is a line, like I'm looking at the top of your desktop screen.
Really? Wow.
Different kind of screen share there going on, brother. I see no word.
Oh, you see that now?
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful now. And now you get human thingy.
Let's see how do I do that.
Because I think you're going on card there, actually.
Oh, yes, I read that and nobody even saw that. Okay.
Gratitude. That's the whole thing about impromptu improv there, Daily Inspirational Tea. I mean, we enjoy having fun pretending. See, a lot of people are panicking because, you know, they've been living a lie most of their lives, and then they're coming across this, and then it's like we're just sitting here surfing on this information and juggling it like it's no problem. However, that's because, you know, we are faithful in lifetimes before, which makes us faithful now, which is speaks on the times to come, or quote unquote future, that Prophet Noble Drew Ali speaks about. So, and you're going to see that when we go into this administrative function further. We just wanted to get here, guys. It's on nationality card. Oh, it's about, we're about to go even further into this. So stick around, guys. I'm telling you, you're about to really enjoy this even more than what I am even enjoying it now. I yield the floor to my beloved brother. And after he reads card, there was a suggestion by our beloved brother, Terrell Tamari Bey, that said, hey, man, along with that, go into property. So we're going to go into the terms property also etymologically and from Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. This is not an exhaustive way of studying. We're just giving you guys some quick references here to encourage you to go further into your studies. Now yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I am well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Mel. Islam.
Islam. I already read cards. You want to go through it again, even though I guess all you seen was a strip earlier with the right screen share, I guess.
Yeah, well, I didn't see it till I came back, actually. When I came back, I was like, hey, man, it's only the top of your screen there. So yeah, card. Exactly.
All right, so let's
got a noun, the first sense in the noun form, and the second sense in the verbial form. All righty, I yield, bro. Do your thing.
Oh, no. Enlarge you.
Just allow me to enlarge.
There we go. All righty. Card noun, early 15th century, quote unquote, a playing card from Old French carte, 14th century, from medieval Latin carta, charta.
Oh, like Magna Carta.
Mm-hmm.
The big card. Okay, go ahead. Is that like the big joker? Okay, I yield. Go ahead, I'm listening.
It's a card, paper, a writing, a charter, from Latin charter, quote, a leaf of paper, a writing tablet, end quote.
So your iPad is a card. Okay, go ahead, I'm listening.
From Greek, haptes is on to say. Like that K probably be silent.
No, it's cartes.
Cartes. Mm-hmm. All right, lay of papyrus.
Yeah, Greek is really close to English, and it's not hard to read either. Even though it's transliterated, once you really learn, and that's really with any language, I'm just telling you, Greek is really the closest to English, more than you know. And I just think that's just another one of our original languages. When you ever look at any like Greek pottery or art, the beings are they use a very dark color or close to looking black of all the characters. Very interesting on their pottery. I yield, beloved. Islam.
All right, lay of papyrus, which is probably from Egyptian.
Hold on, they got something Greek. They got a Greek word that is probably from Egyptian. But go ahead. I yield.
Form influenced by Italian cognate carta, paper, leaf of paper. Compared chart. Now, the shift in English from T to D is unexplained.
No explanations. All right, you might have to bring it up because at the top of the screen we see what I'm seeing on the share. I got identification above it. So yeah, that's perfect right there. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, cool. You're on the second verbial sense now pertaining to card. I yield.
Card, verb to, quote, quote, to comb wool, late 14th century. From card, noun, tune, or else from Old French carder, from Old Provençal cardar, to card, quote unquote, from vulgar Latin carota, from Latin carrea, quote, to clean or comb with a card, perhaps from Proto-Indo-European root cause, to scrape, see harsh, related, carded, carding.
So when you're like, oh, I just got carded when I went to this establishment or whatever, they're treating you like chattel property and combing through your wool, you sheep. It's like they're checking for bugs or something. All right, I yield. I yield.
Black's Law 4th edition, cards in criminal law, small papers or pasteboards of an oblong or rectangular shape, on which are printed figures or points used in playing certain games.
In criminal law. Yo. They're playing a game with you. Like, yo, you can have your own interpretation. I know what my spirit discerns, and I'm living truth. I don't live opinion. I live truth. So it's a game. They're playing a game with you.
It was all a game.
They're definitely playing a game.
Playing with small papers of pasteboards and rectangular shapes.
I know, right? Like Oh my goodness. All right, I yield, bro. We're on the etymology pertains to property.
All righty. There we go. All righty. Property from etymology now. So is that circa 1300?
Yes, around the year 1300, correct. Circa denotes around the time.
All righty. Quote, nature, quality, distinctive character, always present in an individual or class. And quote, later possession, land or goods owned, things subject to ownership. Early 14th century, but this sense is rare before 17th century. From an Anglo-French modification of Old French, propriété, quote, individuality, peculiarity, property, end quote. 12th century, modern French, propriété, and directly from Latin, proprietatem, nominative noun.
Proprietatem, correct. Go ahead, I yield.
This one. Been getting kind of better. I ain't been practicing.
I know, right? Nominative proprietas. Go ahead, get that.
Noun of quality from proprius, quote, one's own, special, end quote, see proper, compare.
Hold on. Ownership. Yeah, I think you skipped where it said, quote, ownership, a property, propriety, quality.
Yeah, okay. Oh, might have. Oh, yeah. All right, quote, ownership, a property, propriety, quality, quote unquote, literally, special character, a loan translation of Greek idioma is another form of the same French word. All right, getting into, I said at the end, all right, Black's Law, 4th edition, property. Lead to this over there. That which is peculiar or proper to any person, that which belongs exclusively to one, in the strict legal sense, an aggregate of rights which are guaranteed and protected by the government.
Person deals with slavery. People deals with substantive birthrights. All right, you can just move that so you can sit down. So so persons is dealing with slavery. Persons deals with slavery. And people, when you're talking people, you're dealing with substantive birthright. You're dealing with the real there. All righty. So you guys might want to consider not calling yourself a person. I'm the kind of person that tries sentient being. See how it's get used to calling yourself a sentient being, or get used to calling yourself a people. So it's much better, because person is federal agency. All righty. And we're just saying that for practice, for concept correctional purposes, because people are always trying to force people into contracts, playing federal agents, and they don't know they're being federal agents. But you think you're out there getting that money. No, you're getting Federal Reserve notes and debits and credits and committing fraud and a felony, actually, at the same damn time while you think you're living. But that's what you don't get. Your life has been turned into you committing fraud. But you've been calling it being a grown man or a woman, and you're not. You're actually not at all. However, with that being said, I yield the floor. Continue.
Fine. All righty. Let's see. What was we presented by government? All right. So you got the case law right there. Food and Light, Heat and Power Company versus State. All right, y'all. The term is said to extend to every species of valuable right and interest. McAllister versus Pritchard.
Wow. I see why Brother Jag wanted us to read this.
More specifically, ownership, the unrestricted and exclusive right to a thing, the right to dispose of a thing in every legal way, to possess it, to use it, and to exclude everyone else from interfering with it.
So you're not someone's property. That's why you're a lodial. There's no lord over you. So you're no one's property either. However, that Allodial American Nationality card is your property. Because it's a brief That can only be a brief, because who you actually are is really better explained in the cosmos. That's the purpose why we say, come in and get your mirror session. All righty. However, we know we've inspired many people that have gotten mirror sessions. So we got a lot of mimics out there, when really we're the only Moorish Americans that are certified professional astrologers and recognized by the international astrological community. That's no cap. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can go and research us. Seriously. Go and ask Samuel F. Reynolds. Go and ask Gemini Brett. Go and ask Arlen Wise, because those are my three intensive. Those are my three. Our international astrological colleagues that I sat for immersions for in writing, astronomy for astrology, and ethics and legalities. All righty. And even though I know in CM Bays it talks about what astronomy and astrology is and the differences is, I still made sure I went down went within certain halls pertaining to learning, certain dismal crypts, as some may say. And I am able to come out of the other side, having not only however, my entire 7 Hill Star astrology firm recognized in the international astrological community, period. And our beloved brother, whom are well pleased, Cujo Ottawa L, has actual email evidence of us corresponding to these people when we had to rectify a few things, because I don't bend and I don't stop being Moorish American wherever I go. Just because some people may not comprehend it, I'm not going to sit here and act like anything different. And now, because that's just fugazi bullshit. I'm not going to do that. However, I yield the floor to you, beloved Islam.
Islam. All right, continuing. That dominion or indefinite right of use or disposition which one may lawfully exercise over particular things or subjects. So you can go look at Transcontinental Oil Company versus Emerson. All right, the exclusive right of possessing, enjoying, and disposing pertaining to a thing.
As long as it's not encroaching upon someone's peace or right to do the same. You can't go and take somebody's football and be like, well, this is my property and I'm just enjoying it. No, you're a fucking fur. Fur means thief. F-U-R. Yeah, now again, don't believe nothing I say. I know you guys think fur means chinchilla coats and shit. But whatever, it means thief. All right? It's a fucking thief. All right, I yield.
See. The highest right a man or mind can have to anything, being used for that right which one has to lands or tenements, goods or chattels.
Whoa!
No way depends on another man's courtesy.
Man, read that again, please. Please read that again.
The highest right a man or mind can have to anything, being used for that right which one has to lands, being used for that right which one has to lands or tenements, goods or chattels, which no way depends on another man's mind's courtesy.
Man, that's a powerful one right there, bro. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I yield.
The right of property is that sole and despotic dominion which one man or mind claims and exercises over the external things of the world, and total exclusion of the right of any other individual in the universe.
In the universe, which means, and because despotic, sometimes when people see despot, they think like Hitler or a tyrant. However, despotic could mean that you just are in full control of that. All righty, and just go to chapter, what was that? Chapter 47? Egypt, the capital dominion of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Are we really reading these things and doing comparative studies, or are we too busy trying to get, fingernails and hair and eyelashes done, or we're too busy trying to go to barbershops and shit and look fly? Like, okay, yeah, flies are on pieces of shit. That's what they eat. Flies eat shit. So yeah, go and be shit eaters. While we'll be truth readers. I look fly. Okay, well, buzz your ass on somewhere else, unless you would like to be human. Matter of fact, which is me actually talking about moon stars, right? Not monsters, moon stars, right? Because that's what you are, right? However, why don't you just be, again, a people, a sentient being? You don't have to be so a fly or whatever. I know, but you know what we mean. That's our culture. I know. That's how dead people talk. That's how dead, and it's weird because then now we're speaking about the Walking Dead. However, I yield, beloved brother, Islam.
Islam. It consists in the free use, enjoyment, and disposal.
You scroll up, bro. Oh, that's the bottom page.
Yeah.
Okay, I yield. I'll just follow along. My apologies. Go ahead. I yield.
Islam. Free use, enjoyment, and disposal of all a person's acquisitions without any control or diminution, save only by the laws of the land.
Whoa. Go ahead. I yield.
The word is also commonly used to denote everything which is the subject of ownership, corporeal or incorporeal, tangible or intangible, visible or invisible, real or personal. Everything that has an exchangeable value or which goes to make up wealth or estate. It extends to every species of valuable right and interest and includes real and personal property, easements, franchises, and incorporeal hereditaments.
Look at that. Hereditaments. That means you must be an heir in order to receive hereditaments, because that's dealing with your inheritance. But no, you want to be color people. Black, white, yellow, orange. Okay, so I guess it's time for me to screen share, right? This is the administrative function part. So Prophet Noble Ali has brought us the truth pertaining to our nationality and birthrights. That's why this Zoom presentation via YouTube Live is termed Impromptu Improv, Prophet Noble Ali, and administrative function. All right. So let's before we get into that, right? We want to make sure we're not being lawless, right? Because there's some lawlessness that's taking place, and there are many sincere Moors out there that are just really like, ha, woo, stop being lawless out there. All right, so let me just bring this up here. All right, and let's find Thessalonians 1:2, and I'm going to read it. I think today I want to read it from Young's literal translation. I think that's where I want to read Thessalonians from, man. I want to read it from Young's literal translation, right? And that's what I have, the YLT. I read it yesterday with Mother Roz. I read the amplified version. So I'll go into the amplified version also because it has editorial brackets, which for me, that's where I first learned about the Four Corners rule, right? By reading the Bible. I have an amplified Joyce Meyer Bible, actually. No, this is because Prophet Noble Ali already said some of my good Moors are still in the church. So I figured, all the books I have in my library that are dealing with either so-called Christians and Muslims, whatever, I see universality in the message. So that's why we have no problem being Moorish Americans reading Ku Klux Klan material and going, hey, those are our sons and daughters, period. So anybody out here talking about we're going to use some form of hate towards any type of sentient being, no matter what terms they put on them, they're fucking imposters. They're not real Ku Klux Klan. They're on some fuck shit. Anyhow, Thessalonians. Degree 2, minutes 1 through 12, from the Young's literal translation. A lot of you may not know who Robert Young is, but he spent 53 years of his life doing his best to literally translate what is termed the Hebrew or the Hebrew, pertaining to the old body and mind, the Old Testament, and the Greek pertaining to the new body and mind, the New Testament, right? New testi, that's body, menti, mind, testi, menti, testament, right? So here we go. Second Thessalonians 2, right? Is that what we're doing? Oh no, 2 Thessalonians. Okay, anyway. Thessalonians 2, right? Second Thessalonians 2, 1:12. Yeah, so Second Thessalonians, again, chapter 2. Is that second? Is this Second Thessalonians? Yes, it is Second Thessalonians. The read 2 minutes 1 through 12, or chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. Right? 2. And we ask you, brethren. See, I'm reading the Young's literal translation because I want to see if we can get literal first. And then I'm going to amplify it. We're going to turn it up just a little bit. All right. And we ask you, brethren, in regard to the presence pertaining to our Lord Jesus Christ and of our gathering together unto him, that ye be not quickly shaken in the mind, nor be troubled, neither through spirit, neither through word, neither through letters as through us. Like, because when you write that shit, as that the day pertaining to Christ hath arrived. I know you're like, what is that saying? In other words, it says, stop listening to that cap shit online. That's what it's really saying. You'll see once I get into the amplified version. Let not anyone deceive you in any manner, because if the falling away may not come first, and the man pertaining to sin be revealed, the son pertaining to destruction, who is opposing and raising himself up above all called God or worshipped, so that he in the sanctuary pertaining to God, as God hath sat down, showing himself off that he is God. The day doth not come. Do ye not remember that being yet with you, these things I said to you? In other words, that reminds me of the letter in Prophet Ali, the first letter to be read in every meeting. I warned you, I told you these things long ago in the past. Like, it's right there, right? Okay, I'm just pointing it out. I'm just saying, guys, look, we read the letter to be read in every meeting. We read both of them. So you guys know what I'm talking about. You just go and rewind and then come back to whatever, portion this is. Okay, so any users, let's continue here. All right. Moving forward. And now, what is keeping down ye have known? Yeah, so what's keeping down? That's what you've known. For his being revealed in his own time, for the secret pertaining to the lawlessness doth already work. Only he who is keeping down now will hinder, till he may be out of the way. Who is that man of lawlessness? I know this sounds really wild. I'm like, yo, this sounds like kind of weird how it sounds. Trust me, instead of doing transliteration, Robert Young focused 53 years pertaining to his life doing as much of literal translation instead of transliteration. There's a difference between literal translation and transliteration. Research it yourself. Believe nothing I said. And then shall be revealed the lawless one, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit pertaining to his mouth. In other words, he gonna use his breath. He gonna use his word and to condemn him. I ain't even got to put hands on you, bro. All I got to do is say this, say that, have the people look at it, and they're gonna be like, man, fuck him. Fuck them. Fuck the faggot tears and Captain Faggot. Like, come on, we don't need to, we already get it. We don't need to sit there and go over there with Captain Faggot and the faggot tears. The power of whores. Dun, dun, dun. No, we stop. Okay, anyway, moving forward here. Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit pertaining to his mouth, and shall destroy with the manifestation pertaining to his presence. Look at that. We don't even have to touch anything. All we got to do is speak and show up. That's like when you turn on the light. It's like if darkness was the lawless one, all you got to do is hit the switch, and as soon as the light comes on, there's no more darkness. As soon as the light show up, the light didn't even touch the darkness. The light just had to be. Period. The light just had to be. That's all. So with that being said, him is in brackets there, whose presence is according to the working pertaining to the adversary in all power and signs and lying wonders, and in all deceitfulness pertaining to the unrighteousness in those perishing, because The love pertaining to the truth they did not receive for their being saved. In other words, they rejected the truth. They left the circle of protection. And because of this shall God send to them a working of delusion. That's why motherfuckers lose their mind. You put your hand on the gospel plow and then you let go, talking about, oh, I'm going to be out here LGBTQing it. When you've been around sincere Moors, you have just ordered yourself the mental institution. Oh, it's coming. You're going to lose children into more shit. Just watch. Not because I say so. I've observed over the last 8 years what happens to people that woo, man. Some people gonna have their pride so high they'll never say I'm sorry, but then there's gonna some people that's gonna feel it so bad they're gonna be apologizing for the rest of their life, even though it's never gonna come off of them, unless you do some other things. Oh, that repentance must be real. Oh, it must be real. Actually, it has to be. All righty. And because of this, God shall send to call upon, right? Constellations, as above, so below. To call upon, shall send to them a working pertaining to fucking their heads up, working pertaining to delusion, working of delusion, for their believing the lie. Oh, look at you. You went to go run to the lie. They walk right past
that, man.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what C. Freeman L said. They walk right past that man. But they're too busy looking for Jesus. Oh my goodness. They walked right past Prophet Noble Drew Ali because they was too busy trying to look for some lie loving instead of really recognizing that Jesus is within you. And that outward manifestation pertaining to that Egyptian Edda term Jesus is Prophet Noble Drew Ali, man. You just got to see it yourself. Don't go and worship Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Don't be going to like make an altar to it. No, we honor Prophet Noble Drew Ali because he allowed himself to build his character to be what he needed to be necessary for us. Using universal principles is not anything special. It's just like, hey, man, like, okay, all the other sages are around where they need to be. Let me go here, to America, to the Western Hemisphere and assist everybody here. It's just how it goes. All right. That they may be judged. Oh man, they're going to be judged. All who sorry, shout out to Brother Cujo. He's the executioner. He even said it on our Impromptu Improv, many Fridays ago. All who did not believe the truth, but were well pleased in the unrighteousness. Oh, you were so pleased in your unrighteousness. You couldn't find pleasure in righteousness. Oh, and now you're going to drag children through it. No. Wow. All right, so with that being said, let's go to the amplified version, shall we? We're here on Bible Gateway, right? Let's scroll on down. That's what we do. Just scroll on down and hit the search button.
Hit search. Hit search.
Scroll tight. Enter search. Okay, anyway. We love this. We love doing. Can't you tell, guys, we enjoy ourselves studying? It's so many people out there that do not enjoy studying. Man, that's got to suck for you. All right. So here we're reading the amplified version now. It came from the Young's literal translation. It may have been gibberish to some of you guys. However, these are my jams. Lucky I didn't go into the 1599 Geneva Bible and then the King James Version after Young's literal translation, 1599 Geneva Bible, amplified version, then the King James Version. Man, you get all the perspectives necessary that you need. It's almost like having console. However, with that being said, man pertaining to lawlessness. Hey, baby, come here, sit down. There you go. I got you. Let me pet you. No, you can't have the mango rinds and the bananas and stuff. No. All right, so here we go. Now, in regard to the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, right? To the coming of that great being within you that brings justice and crushed evil, and our gathering together to meet him, right? Him, right? Him is the feminine principle in action. She and her is like potential energy. It's just sitting still. It's there to receive. However, when it's expressed, when she wants to express herself, she wants to put herself in action, she will turn herself into him. I know you guys didn't hear me there. If you did hear me, great. Because I just spoke about rodinization as termed in what happens with like bees, for example. Alrighty, rodinization. You can go and read that. Because everything starts out female. So with that being said, in the rodinization process or whatever, you guys can see even right here where it says him. I just want you to know that anytime you think of him, you're really speaking about mother's principle in action, actually. So really us sons, yeah, I'm not knocking us being degenerate females, got nipples, don't feed anything. However, what we're doing is we're doing our mother's will, right? We're doing our father's work, right? The process that she chose to put us out there, because father is process. So we're moving in that process, being active, setting house in order, right? By these lessons, setting house in order, so that our little ones will learn to love instead of hate. All right. In moving forward, we ask you, brothers and sisters, not to be quickly unsettled or alarmed, either by a so-called prophetic revelation of a spirit or a message or a letter alleged to be from us, to the effect that the day pertaining to the Lord has already come. Let no one in any way deceive or entrap you, for that day will not come unless the apostasy comes first. That is the great rebellion, the abandonment of the faith by professed Christians. And let's go there. Christians, again, are those that have come to the Christ degree within them. I'm not talking about people that go to a brick and mortar building with a fucking praise team and the collection plate going around 3 times, you know, and the pastor's, you know, sleeping with the wife and whoever she is in the choir and someone else, you know, or touching little children. That's not what I'm speaking about when I'm saying Christians. When I'm saying Christians, I'm speaking about people who are sincere with going within themselves and building their character. All right. And the mind of lawlessness, or the man of lawlessness, right? Right. I just said is away from, but it's pertaining to also. So the mind pertaining to lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, the Antichrist, the one who is destined to be destroyed, for who opposes and exalts himself so proudly and insolently above every so-called God, you know, little God, or object pertaining to worship, so that he actually enters and takes his seat in the temple pertaining to God, publicly proclaiming that he himself is God. Look at that. Do you not remember that when I was with you, I was telling you these things? Like, do you not remember that? 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Do you see that? Because this is chapter 2, verse 5, degree 2, minute 5 that I just read. Okay. Do you not remember that when I was still with you, I was telling you these things? So you should already know. And you know what restrains him now from being revealed. It is so that he will be revealed at his own appointed time. For the mystery pertaining to lawlessness, again, rebellion against divine authority, and the coming reign pertaining to lawlessness is already at work, but it is restrained only until he who now restrains it is taken out of the way. Then the lawless one, the Antichrist, will be revealed, and the Lord Jesus will slay him with the breath of his mouth. That's that part where I was telling you, motherfucker only gonna have to speak. What does that have to speak? Breath comes from ruach, which deals with spirit. Right? Breath, spirituality, breathing, the state pertaining to artful breathing, or the state in which you put yourself in a sound state pertaining to breath patterns, and bring him to an end by the appearance of his coming. So all we got to do is speak and show up. So send a writ preceding your special appearance and then show up, then be yourself. And it's like, you know what? Lawlessness got to get out of here. Sort of, kind of. That's what I'm just saying. Like, you know what I mean? Just the idea so you guys can comprehend it. However, you still want to have your own experience. 9, the coming of the Antichrist, the lawless one, is through the activity of Saturn, Satan to Saturn, attended with great power, all kinds of counterfeit miracles. Look, counterfeit miracles and deceptive signs and false wonders, all of them lies. And by unlimited seduction to evil, and with all the deception of wickedness for those who are perishing, because they did not welcome the love of the truth pertaining to the gospel, so as to be saved. They were spiritually blind and rejected the truth that would have saved them. Oh, no, I don't want to do that Moorish stuff. Oh, I ain't got to declare proclaiming my nationality. I ain't okay. All right, fine. All right. Because of this, God will send upon them a misleading influence. Oh my goodness. See, at first it was talking about delusions, right? But you know, in these days and time, you have so-called content creators and social media influencers. Oh man, how many people are being influenced and misled? Oh, it's a lot of them going to the lawless one. Oh, it's a lot of them going to the lawless one. Because of this, God will send upon them a misleading influence, an activity of error and deception, so they will believe the lie. He's only going to be sent so you guys can believe the lie, so we can separate. We need to separate the true and faithful Moors from those that thought it was only a joke and unreal, in order that all may be judged and condemned who did not believe the truth about their sin and the need for salvation through crushing their own evil within themselves, but instead took pleasure in unrighteousness. Woo, to the wait. This reminds me of Matthew 24 pertaining to the, I think the harvest. I think it's also a parable pertaining to the sower. However, when it came to harvest time, it was like, man, I knew I planted wheat, but who planted these tares? Tares is basically something that will choke the roots of the wheat, which some people will call in modern terms weeds, right? So when it's time for harvest, okay, we're going to harvest the tares right along with the wheat. However, we want to separate the wheat from the tares, all righty? Tares, right? Separate the wheat from the tares. And when we're going to bind everything up, and when we bind the tares up, we're going to bind the tares up, bind the wheat up, put the wheat in the storehouse, and burn the tares. And there are a lot of sentient beings out here who have rejected the truth, left circles pertaining to protection, and they have no idea they are in the fire because they have all grouped together now. It's harvest time. Oh my goodness. Are you guys seeing it? You can't say you don't see it. You clearly see it, right? It's all over the freaking internet, However, we're just 7 Hill Star astrology firm, small following, we're not really even looking for followers. We enjoy witnessing true and faithful, pure heart, sincere intent, loving and honorable Moors, sentient beings, even if you're a freaking Albion, because technically your mama passed you through her womb, so that ovum turned egg had to be moored to the endometrium, which lines her uterus in the first fucking place. So being a Moor is an action first, just like father is an action first before it's a being. Yeah, I know. You guys have to study it. And I'm pretty sure, but what do you mean by father is a process before it is a person? Most things are actions before they're nouns anyway. Usually. Or they're being the same thing. Sometimes you can call something by its action. So it's like, if instead of calling this a hand, we call this a waver, right? Or a wave. It's a waving. Oh, Hey man, let me see your waving right here. Let's shake wavings right now. But are we calling it a waving because of me doing this when I say hey or goodbye? So now we're taking the verbial action and now we're terming it an actual identifier. So is that Eden sonens? We're calling it by the action that it does. All right, anyway, whatever. I'm just saying that's just what it is. So with that being said, guys, that's what we got there. I'm going to stop the screen share here, right? And let's go in on this real quick. I'm going to screen share right here. Let me go to my, where was I going to go? Okay. Go back here to the Zoom. Check out the Zoom here, right? And I'm going to share from my phone, right? So let's do this. Let's boobity-doo, ba-dee-doo, ba-dee-doo. All right, let's hit share content and hit screen. All right, let's share the screen. Did I share the screen? There we go. Now we're screen sharing. Now let's start that broadcast and roll that beautiful bean footage. It's like the dog spoke. They should have never gave you Moor's knowledge. It's okay. We's gonna do it. This is how we do it. As a matter of fact,
This is how we use it. It's a holy game.
I know, right? Look at that, man. Stop the screen share. How dare you? How rude.
How art thou?
Get it going. We're gonna get it going, bro. 2 seconds. Take it to my recents. Recents. All right. All right. We're back here. Let's hit the screen share again. Boom, shakalaka, tick, taka, don't stop off. Photos. Boom, shakalaka, boom, boom, shakalaka, boom. All right. So we're gonna start here, right? How many pictures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lamb. Okay, a lamb.
Lamb.
Guys, so let's knock this out. You can see I started taking these photos just right afternoon. All right, here we go. I'm gonna be doing zoom ins, guys. Fret not. All right, so let's do this. Administrative functions. Hey, look at those master seals in the corners. Look at those master seals in the corners. Administrative functions enforced by executive rulers pertaining to the edit chamber of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Whoa. So anything dealing with edit chamber should look like this. And only this. Anything that ever presents itself that's not this, and trust me, you can sit here and try to take photos and pictures and be like, oh, well, see, Hasan said that if it ain't this, then this ain't real. No, we'll be able to tell by your language and your works. What have you done so far? Where are your works that you've done in the past long ago or anything? I mean, where are they? I'm pretty sure when it comes to 7 Hill Star, starting with Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, there's at least 7 to 8 years track record on social media, from Facebook to some form of Twitter to some form of Instagram, even TikTok, YouTube's even. Probably have about 2 each pertaining to social media when it comes to either 7 Hill Star or Astrology Street. And again, you're welcome. So with that being said, right? I know I use my own little seal. Oh, pardon me. I use my own little seal. Just put there because I was gifted a seal from a brother. Enclosed herein are the administrative functions. A fixed seal below. Okay, well, I did that. Okay, I did that. Cool. Not a problem. Gracias. I'm just saying, I just, what I put there, right? Let's look at this now. I'm going to use 2 hands, 2 thumbs, right? So we're in administrative functions. Hey, the dominion pertaining to Amexem, Northwest Africa, North America. So the ancient name for where we stand for the Western Hemisphere is Amexem. Administrative functions, Moorish Divine and National Movement. That's MDNM. Yes, you're going to sit next to me? Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Come on, sit next to me. Oh, I love you. That's my salad. Baby, I thank you so much. Let me go and grab my salad. Gracias, man. This looks delicious. You want to taste it real quick so I can tell you that is the bomb diggity yum. Hold on, babe. And so you know what's so funny? I wasn't expecting this, but I was just thinking about the baby Bella. And I was, do you want me to make you some sushi? That's what I was, so I get out of this, I'm gonna use some. Baby, you're on point. That's on point, you all right. Gracias, man. All right, so with that, right? Let's do this. Man, this salad is hitting. Yo, you know how you after you taste the first time and then you go swallow, you do one of them, it's like, whoa, hold on. This is a delicious salad. Moor's Divine and National Movement, in parentheses, M period, D period, N period, M period. Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Look, so you're seeing how would Meek Mill say it? Levels to this shit. All right, so that's what it is. Moorish Holy Temple of Science, M period, H period, T period, of S period. And then after that comes, the little one that thinks it's all huge and big. Nope, you're just a corporate conduit, a religious corporate conduit for the sentient beings that are civically members pertaining to Moorish Holy Temple pertaining to science, all under the umbrella pertaining to the Moorish Divine and National Movement. Moorish Science Temple of America, all righty, is the third and final one, is what I was just making my point on. M period, capital M period, capital S period, capital T period, of capital A period, right? Just to show you how things will be identified. So you guys can actually start using your brain. And again, look, real edit chamber stuff. Not that fugazi ass bullshit that's out there calling it edit chamber. Remember, guys, we have a history proof. Only certain people can only mimic us and then do a really horrible impression. However, Brother Sean, do you feel flattered by the imitations that's happening? Because imitation is the greatest form of flattery, is that right?
Very much so.
Anyhow, man, the salad is fresh, bro. All right, so here we go. All righty, we're on page 2 and 3. Pertaining to administrative function, let me zoom on in. Right? Brother Sean, would you like to read this here?
Indeed. Let's see. O thou, the favorite pertaining to heaven, whom the sons pertaining to men or minds, thy equals, have agreed to raise to sovereign power and set as a ruler over themselves. Consider the ends and importance of their trust, far more than the dignity and height of thy station. Thou art clothed in purple and seated on a throne. The crown of majesty investeth thy temples. The scepter of power is placed in thy hand, but not for thyself were these ensigns given, not meant for thine own, but the good of thy kingdom. Chapter 29, Holy Quran, Circle 7.
Now, that last line that you read, but not for thyself were these ensigns given, not meant for thine own, but the good of thy kingdom. So that means the Koran supersedes the Cloran. Remember, we just came off of this 4 Fridays, a whole moon cycle, right? Pertaining to the Cloran, the clerigo, the inner guard plaque book for the Ku Klux Klan. And there's a certain Latin phrase, and I quote, non silba seed or seed Non silba sed anta. Non silba sed anta. Non silba sed anta. Not for yourself, but for everyone, basically. And look, it's right there. Our chapter 29, I've come across that before I come across the Cloran, so I can see that my sons, my Albion sons, they falsely call themselves white. However, our Albion sons are only mimicking us. Look, because this is the universal philosophy. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is a universal prophet, and his philosophy is universal. He just came to us Moors first because we needed him the most. So the philosophy is universal. So real Ku Klux Klan sons, and with their clanning or clannish daughters, if they have any, should be in harmony with the most upright, true, and faithful Moorish American. There should be no difference. And love instead of hate. I'm serious. I can't make it up, right? So let's go to the next page. Right? You ready, Brother Sean?
Indeed.
Administrative function. We're on page 3.
Mm-hmm.
I yield, beloved brother, to you, Islam.
Islam. Approach the reading of this booklet with the prescribed foreknowledge of Noble Drew Ali being a universal prophet. Also be conscious of the fact that he addressed the following groups of people for moral, ethical, and economical support in helping to carry out his mission, which is to bring his people back into the constitutional fold of government and to bring them out of darkness into marvelous light. Verification, see the divine warning by the prophet for the nations. 8, all loyal, faithful Moors.
Yep, that's 1. Go ahead.
B, 2, all members. C, all true American citizens.
And we already read in the first letter to be read in every meeting what you need for your salvation as an American citizen. I guarantee you, you can look all through this presentation today, forward and backwards, and you should be able to answer any questions you have. If not, cool. You can DM us. 7 Hill Stars, the Instagram for Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. 720 Astro Healing is the Instagram for Brother Sean. Jaguar at Jaguar Soul _ is the Instagram for Brother Terrell Tamari Day. And you want to get your CMOS while you're asking those questions at One Heart Supplements is where you can reach our beloved exalted Cyclops. Brother President Corey Bay. shout out to our bros, man. I love that running joke of the exalted Cyclops. All righty. So here we go on pages, this is what, 8 and 9 now? Because you guys can see I've got some things I just wanted to just show. And look here, guys, as we zoom in, let me zoom in here on this side, right? It was funny because when they usually make a Phantom of the Opera mask, that top portion of Prophet Noble Drew Ali's face that looks white, like just right where his cheek and mustache meet, and then that's what they use to make the Phantom of the Opera mask. It's just how the lighting is hitting his face, I guess, at that time, and making this a black and white photo. But that's usually it. I dare you to go and look at the Phantom of the Opera mask. I guarantee you it'll be within that same shape as how the light is hitting Prophet Noble Drew Ali's face as he's standing there with his hand over his heart chakra, with all of his fingers together in his abba, standing on his square firmly. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Nabi. Ooh, some of you may not have heard Nabi. You thought Nabi was like some children's game. Oh, I'm going to get this little Nabi tablet for my baby. Not Nabi. The prophet. That's what a Nabi actually is. Pertaining to the Moorish nation. Northwest of Mexico, Northwest Africa, North America, and cosmologically speaking, the North Gate, which is the hub pertaining to all civilization on the entire planet. We are the rulers of this planet. However, we need to get back in order. Period. Because you're sitting here being Negro, black, coloreds, and having your subjects out of order. All Albions. You got pale skin, you're Moorish subjects. Get over yourselves. Be not offended by the tone of my voice. Page 9. Administrative functions, Brother Sean. What is it?
All right, is presented to active Moorish Americans and the newly conscious among us as an auxiliary for giving a general outline of information about the moral and ethical structure of governments and the Moorish holy temples of science, the Moorish science temples of America, and also used in other Moorish organizations and associations, etc.
And that includes 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm. We don't fuck around. Flat out. I don't care what you say. Oh, well, brother, why is your language like that? You kind of out of order, Mo. First of all, don't call me Mo. Because you're a fucking liar. That's you're shortening the truth. Second of all, you're only coming with that because you're jealous that we're sharing this how we're sharing. Because we can come directly with it and back it up and be confident about it too. And you're like, you got it. It's all right. You'll get over it. We've been true and faithful many times whenever the prophet comes along. That's all we're just being consistent with who we've always been. Stop being offended. We're just being ourselves. All right. You'll get over it eventually. Trust me, you will. All righty. So with that being said, what's the next slide? All righty, Brother Sean. Let me see. I think we're going to take turns on this one here, bro. All right. So let's have some fun and go into administrative functions here. Slide on over. That's what we do. Just slide on over. That's right. Boom. All right. 10 and 11. Let's see. Like I said, by the time we finish with this, guys, it'll be over. It's only, like I said, it was only 11 pictures, guys. You can get through this. Let's do this. All right. I guess, Brother Sean, that's 1 paragraph, 2, 3. Yeah, man, let's do this like the Beastie Boys. Let's go paragraph for paragraph. So now, don't you tell me to smile. No, I'm joking. Intergalactic. Okay, anyway. I run the marathon to the very last mile. All right. Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Introduction to Administrative Functions. Administrate and administration relates to the operative charge, the moral direction, and the ethical management pertaining to government. In law, the act pertaining to administration or the function pertaining to an administrator is to mete out, that means measure out, or to act as an executive or trustee for an organization, an association, or a body politic. Thus, administrative pertains to administration and executive functions. Thus, administrative pertains to administration and executive functions. Executive relates to or is adaptive to the putting into practical effect. The putting into practical effect. The putting into practical effect. The plans for projects, for business, for civic relations. Seriously, man, this is not a fucking game. For civic relations, for social progress, and for work programs, etc., period. And not in the de facto sense, guys. I keep telling you that de facto shit is because the substitute was on. And in 2012, the substitute stood next to Obama, was like, all right, y'all, it's over. Enough Moors have spoken up. They've taken their place. Stop acting like you're running shit here, please. Y'all don't get it. That's exactly what that Pope dude did in 2012. Jorge Bergoglio, right? Mario Jorge Bergoglio, right? A trustee is one who holds property in trust, being a body pertaining to men or women, minds or womb minds, who hold property or responsibilities. Right? I say that like Rugrats, responsibilities or responsibilities. That means they have abilities to respond. Look at that. To manage the affairs pertaining to an organization or foundation, etc. I pass the mic.
Function is the specific, the natural, or the proper action or activity of anything, and relates to the special duties, responsibilities, or actions required pertaining to anyone who holds an office, who has an occupation, or who is in a particular position to play a role in the operations, the quality, or the performance pertaining to such a position or duty.
Administrative functions shall serve as a fundamental instructional instrument or tool for instituting basic and elemental operations pertaining to government order. It is necessary that Moorish Americans, and particularly those who hold positions of authority in the Moorish temples of science. Right? I know it's on my phone. Let me look here so I can give y'all some eye contact. This is a little while I'm reading. To be at all times cognizant of their moral and ethical responsibilities to the Moorish nation and to the people at large. They must be upright and just in all their actions and activities. In the matters pertaining to governance, pertaining to the Moorish nation, or with any group of Moors/Moors. That's why we don't play, man. You know, some people want to try to be like, oh, well, you guys speak harshly a certain way, and then your brother Cujo speaks this way. Look, first of all, we all govern ourselves accordingly, and we're really following instructions. Actually, it's just a lot of you guys are pacifists. Which is worse than a fucking traitor. At least a traitor is sincere in being a fucking traitor. You pacifists want us to, you pacifists don't want the traitor to get the consequences that the laws of nature said the traitor should get. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're worse than the traitor now. At least the traitor broke the law, but you trying to find a way to rewrite the law. For the traitor, who the fuck are you? Anyway. Let's continue. It is the solemn duty, the obligation, and the honor pertaining to all Moorish Americans to reinstitute those high culture principles pertaining to our ancient mothers and fathers, being love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. For we are striving to uplift fallen humanity, not tear it down, not separate. And this deals with the law of nature. So stop that LGBTQ shit too. Because that's not how you bring life to the planet. You fuckers have got to stalk heterosexual people to recruit more faggots. I don't give a fuck what you say. Oh, cancel his channel. Fuck you. It's about nature's God and nature's law. How the fuck did you get here? Respect that. Which means again, spect, to look. So go back and look how you got here. Oh, damn, my mama and daddy was busting it wide open. Well, let me honor my ancient foremothers and forefathers and stop packing fudge and getting some pussy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, well, let me honor my ancient foremothers and forefathers and stop strapping on this dildo and let me take some dick for once in my life. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's what a woman would say. That's not what Brother Hasan saying. Let's make sure I'm clear on that. Because we know how people get out here and try to sound bite shit and put it together. Fuck you guys. All right. So with that being said, let's Brother Sean.
We must therefore be true to the humanitarian cause of the Moorish movement, and approach our relationships with others with justice and fair dealing. Those in leadership and authoritative positions must act with honesty, integrity, and prudence, and know that the nation's offices held by them are not for their own selfish gain, nor for arbitrary or vanity, but are by rights, the providence pertaining to the people. Read the Holy Quran, Circle 7, chapters 29 and 30.
Important note, nationality is free.
Free packages.
Free, my man, packages. For it is a divine and unalienable right. Exclamation point. You are who your forefathers were, without doubt or contradiction. Exclamation point. It is, however, vital to the interests pertaining to all Moorish Americans to work for unity and to support their government. The function pertaining to government is to the service and preservation of the rights, liberties, and property pertaining to the people. All Moorish Americans must. All Moorish Americans must. All Moorish Americans must be sincere in acts pertaining to good government and to that which is fair and right. They must have the same desire for the uplifting of the ignorant among us. Woo-wee. They must have the same desire for you motherfuckers to stop being ignorant. But some of you is just willfully ignorant. That's why I said motherfuckers. Y'all just willfully ignorant. And some of you are just ignorantly ignorant. Like you don't even know how ignorant you really are. How much you lack the knowledge. And some of you willfully want to lack the knowledge. Truth refusers. Again, Captain Faggot and the Faggoteers. Anyway. Captain Faggot. He's a shero. Anyway, here we go. And continuing. Oh, Brother Hasan sounds like he's mean. No, I am sincere in acts pertaining to good government. Don't try to twist it. I know how your feelings make you feel. However, what's my foundation? That's the question. They must have the same desire for uplifting pertaining to the ignorant among us as for the improvement of the wise. So we're here uplifting the ignorant and improving the wise. Because some royalty out there thinks they're wise, and to be very honest with you, they're not. They still have to glean from us. They really do. Be true to this great humanitarian cause and purpose, as it serves for the benefit pertaining to others, as we would have it serve justly for ourselves. Be true to this. Be true to this great humanitarian cause and purpose, as it serves for the benefit of others, as we would have it serve justly for ourselves. So guys, I know you want to get a house and a mansion. How about we focus on apartment buildings and our own buses? How about that? How about, it's 10 CDL havers out there that are Moorish Americans. Why don't 5 of you, I don't know, get rid of your tractor trailers and trade them in for buses, and then let's start setting up routes for our own bus routes, right? You let Rockford Tours do it. You let the Manchurian come here and set up Rockford Tours, which we call the China bus on the East Coast. Why can't we duplicate that? Why can't we do it? It's not even hard to do, actually. It's very fucking easy. It really is. Oh man, I gotta travel. Look, let me tell you what you can do in 8 hours. You can travel 4 hours in one direction, stop, then travel 4 hours in the other direction, then you'll be back home. And all you gotta do is just have different Moors in different jurisdictions and make that happen. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some Moors out there now, they're gonna act like they came up with that idea. Most of you Moors out there that's doing what you're doing, demonstrating how you're demonstrating, you didn't have the fucking balls to do it anyway until Brother Hasan and 7 Hill Star did. Let's just be clear. And any of you that want to go, oh, he's arrogant. There's not an arrogance is not even in my fucking natal chart. Neither is ambition. The truth is stern, and don't change it, and don't pass away. Again, I'm living truth. Period. All righty, let's move on. I yield to you, my beloved brother, whom I'm well pleased. Islam.
References for correcting concepts and understanding administrative functions. The Moors pertaining to North America are the heirs, apparent to a vast estate.
Yep, the heirs apparent.
Many of them, however, are unconscious of their territorial jurisdiction and pertaining to the basic rules of government. Unfortunately, they have been, however, held to forced servitude and mental slavery for so many generations that they have lost a knowledge of self and of government structure.
Goodness gracious. That's why the European gonna be here European is gonna be left here long enough to remind you and teach you government. I yield. That's in harmony with the Bible. You guys can go to the Bible. Like, why don't you guys type this in your Google? Then after me, quote, after me will come a spirit that will teach you and remind you of all things, end quote, Bible. And see what chapter and verse that is in the Bible, what degree and minute that is in the Bible. And then you'll see how this all ties in. And don't be like, ooh, that brother deep, he knows so much. You stop. All right, you've been in mental slavery. That's why what is knowledge pertaining to yourself and government structure seems so deep. It's so mentality. Stop it. Continue. I yield.
The prophet Noble Drew Ali brought back to their consciousness their nationality and their birthrights. To help and bring a remedy, he also restored many points of reference once removed by European exploiters, inquisitionists, and by some corruptors among our own. So that's both sides there. So when they say, oh, Moor is it, man, shut up, bro. It's both sides, man. Quit trying to blame somebody else and let's fix this.
Exactly.
Anyways, and so we will address some vital reference points to aid in helping the great missionary work pertaining to uplifting the Moorish nation and humanity at large.
So reference is the act referring to a subject matter. So to reference is the act referring to a subject matter, a person or thing, and means, quote, to direct, end quote, or to send to for information, semicolon, to sign to, semicolon, or to attribute to a source, semicolon, or to refer to a cause, karma, etc. Period. That's what it's saying. So if you want to reference something, referencing is this. This is what referencing is. I yield, brother.
Prophet Noble Drew Ali instructed the Moors of America to study, and to study themselves. He also said, quote, go back to the state of mind pertaining to your ancient forefathers, end quote. These documents, information, or statements will prepare the thinking person to recognize certain needs for adjustment, enlarging your viewpoint, not staying limited when one goes back to that state of mind of our ancient ones. The way we see things now will definitely be changed, breaking out the matrix, and sometimes conflict with many ancient facts and truths that we will find or uncover. The spirit pertaining to the nature, the knowledge, the thoughts, and the actions of the true seeker will differ, since the reference points based on truths will ultimately change our actions.
These adjustments away from mental servitude may be uncomfortable for some people because they will come to realize that they will be forced to make changes in their concepts and associations, as well as finding themselves discarding many unfounded beliefs. Different people on different leads. Hey, look, that's their respondability, right? That's back to responsibilities. I don't know. How is your ability to respond? Maybe a little difficult for some people, you know what I mean? Because they will respond differently to this inevitable fact, exclamation point. However, the evolutionary datum, right, pertaining to experience remains that acquired knowledge commands a change in your fucking thinking. It requires a change pertaining to thinking. As an example, let us speak briefly pertaining to the ancient ones from the perspective of Moorish eyes, as opposed to European colonial reconstructed history. Right. So some of you are just, you think with a European colonial reconstructed mind instead of using your ancient foremothers and forefathers Moorish mind. Oh, it's not hard. We're gonna show you how this is done. I yield to you, beloved brother.
Islam, the ancient Moabites are the founders of civilization. The ancient Moabites are the founders of civilization. The ancient Moabites are the founders of civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Civilization brings about refinement in culture. Therefore, and to their credit, it follows that civilization is a state of human society which is characterized by a high level of intellectual, social, and cultural development. Semicolon with theology playing a cornerstone position in its social orders. Such developments and refinements are reflected in the lives of the natural people and in the communities or countries that have reached that stage of refinement, morals, and taste.
And yes, philology is the proper term to those of you that might be out there, do you mean philosophy? No, philology is the love pertaining to study. Philosophy is the love pertaining to wisdom. References to ancient world history is important because it gives more reference and focus to the scholar or neophyte in such ways and manners as establishing mental footnotes and additional information giving credence to subject matters at hand. And so, as refinement for the minimal concepts given herein, the reader will find direct supports and influences for this administrative functions booklet.
Another source for testimonial refinement and correction is addressed by studying the following documentations and Quran chapters. These indispensable references are also presented for the reader's review and considerations. Read them all, analyze them, then read them again. I am sure you will be enlightened and not disappointed. They will clear up many misconceptions, misrepresentations, vague perceptions, or deliberated biases. They will furthermore, after all that, they will furthermore give guidance in many other areas pertaining to social and political interchange not covered in this booklet.
These reference documents include historical instruments such as, quote, the Constitution for the United States of North America, end quote, inclusive of its organic, quote, Bill of Rights, end quote. Also, quote, the divine warning by the prophet for the nations, end quote, period. This illuminating document alone is so revealing, I'm going to say unveiling, that even a novice, a beginner, a neophyte, to the Moorish movement is availed clear directions, and purpose pertaining to the Moorish divine and national movement in North America. I'm telling you, if I can get it and y'all can't, that just means maybe I am God's favorite idiot. Or those of us that get it, we're God's favorite idiots that actually no longer are idiots. We were never idiots. That's the really thing is. We were only idiots to those that are actually the real idiots that are never going to really get to where we are because they're too busy enjoying sense consciousness. They love Egypt too much. So they love mental bondage to sense consciousness. You go to Charles Fillmore's Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. Look up Egypt. Egypt is mental bondage to sense consciousness. And to be an Egyptian adept would be one who can really master their desires for sense consciousness. Woo! Going to the jeweler bus at AP, yeah. Sliding on the water like a jet ski, yeah. Okay, anyway. Here we go. Various selected chapters are also derived from, quote, the Holy Koran, circle 7, end quote, for more clarity. These, amongst other relative historical documents and laws, can't separate history and law now. I don't care how sharp and savvy you are with codes and policies and stuff. You don't know that history, baby. You're just a highfalutin nigger to me. Anyway, may and should always be referred to whenever controversies arise in matters pertaining to governance, jurisdiction, or ethics, etc. These were put in place with prime interests in lawful operations pertaining to the Moorish temples of science, etc. I yield.
Rank, honesty, and credibility are important for a traditionally misused and misguided people to gain trust and faith in government. Particular emphasis was placed on the temple administrators and their business practices, public relations, communications, and public operations.
Public means military. And public means military. If you guys are trying to get into since if you want to be Moorish Americans, yes, you have to know the history and the law. So you need to know what people are using as certain laws internationally. How is that international law codified in federal? How is that, international law codified in federal, codified in a statute, which is a so-called state law, and then you'll be able to really see the fullness of it. Anyway, I yield. Continue.
Indeed. These governance principles may also be applied to other institutions and organizations, etc.
The following references are placed as reciprocal helps, giving one a good and fundamental foundation by which to measure or gauge the actions of administrators, to exercise reason, to apply rationale, to analyze associations, and to judge actions.
These multiple references, while being sound and authoritative, are not, however, presented as the limits of one's references. There is more at your disposal. These are nevertheless highly credible for anyone to use to resolve organizational controversies or to initiate social, economical, legal, lawful, or resolution-oriented actions in their associations or in making fair and corrective decisions.
Remember, hold on. Got a little lettuce in my teeth. Remember that there are numerous statements, numerous standing minds, numerous statements, important proclamations, insightful proof, all right, insightful instructions and directives made by Prophet Noble Drew Ali and like a master tailor suited for. What's up, Cash? That's nephew Cash. What did do, nephew Ski?
Man, got him this little Lightning McQueen car, all excited.
What, my man, like Lightning McQueen? Ka-chow! That's what I'm talking about, man. My dance. And then what Tomato said, my dance. They ain't gonna buck out my dance. I got these dance racing with Lightning McQueen. No one touches my dance. Anyway, and like a master tailor, suited for uplifting the Moors pertaining to North America, he said, what did he say, Brother Sean? What Prophet Noble Drew Ali said?
The half has not been told. If I told you everything, you just go back to sleep.
Right, because you'd be like, oh my God, it's so much studying, and every day is so much information, and it seems like I can't really be. It's okay, go to hell. Continue being a demon and just go to hell. It's fine. It's enough of us here in heaven sincerely studying and really being able to know how to call sincere knowledge to our minds pertaining to our ancient foremothers and forefathers so that our days may be long upon the earth land. That's fine, go to hell. It's fine. It's okay. You can go to the you can go to the exchequer's chamber. Go under the exchequer's chamber. Hey, I want to go to that place under the exchequer's chamber. Okay, well, you're going to hell then, obviously, because you're just sitting here wanting to be a federal agent making advances to the Federal Reserve Bank with Federal Reserve notes, and you don't have a contract or an oath of office to be such. You don't have the jurisdiction. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to slide on over this way, right? Editorial comment. So let's get into some editorial comments here, all right? Let me do it. Editorial comment. This foregoing statement from the prophet clearly indicates that the Moors need to study open-mindedly and, under the present conditions, stand in want to be actively seeking knowledge. Are you actively seeking the knowledge, or are you just scrolling your TikToks and Instagram hoping you learn something? That's not how this works.
Maybe somebody tell me everything I need to know, so I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you're gonna go to hell. And I don't fiery pitchforks and people with horn. I mean, that's how it's gonna feel inside of you, because you're not actively seeking knowledge or seeking to improve yourself or get rid of your ignorance and then become wise and then further improve yourself. The statement also indicates a promotion. So we're promoting the practical thinking. Yeah, man, look, why don't you get out there and be practical thinkers, absent of bias or clubisms. Knowledge restriction, naivety, and tunnel vision attitudes have no place in that statement made by the prophet. It discloses that many areas pertaining to knowledge and disciplines are needed to raise the consciousness of the Moorish Americans and are not to be limited to the tailored body of knowledge dispensed through the Moorish Holy Temples of Science and the Moorish Science Temples of America, because that ain't where the movement only is. So get the fuck over yourselves. The prophet's position on the acquisition pertaining to knowledge is based on established ancient principles and not on biases, exclamation point. Truth stands on its own merit, exclamation point.
Clearly, the prophet is encouraging Moors to expand their mental and social horizons, and thereby preparing them, to do greater things. His words and practices were geared to encouraging us to be more broad-minded and universal, because his prophecies are universal, right? So, and universal in our thoughts and astute in our social, political concepts and developments.
I'm a universal prophet and my philosophy is universal. I just came to you Moors first because you needed me the most, because you're not thinking universally. You're not broad-minded and universal in your fucking thoughts. Another important and unbiased statement made by the prophet is the following. I am a universal prophet and my philosophy will be universal. I just came to you Moors because you needed me the most. Exclamation point, end quote. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Go ahead, bro. You want to read that next editorial comment?
This statement clearly indicates that the prophet is reminding the arrogant, self-righteous, and biased
That's why I said that
Moors.
shit not even in me, bro. But go ahead, yeah.
The arrogant, self-righteous, and biased Moors among us that he is not owned by them, nor by the extended family of the Moors. He was unequivocally not swayed by the potential, not so humble egotism displayed by some administrators holding positions of authority in some of the temples.
Goodness gracious.
He let it be known, without contradiction, that he is a quote-unquote universal prophet for humanity at large. This does not and did not, however, reduce nor sway his love for his people, nor shake his dedication to his people, the Moors. He clearly stands on divine governmental principles and justice first and foremost. Conclusively divine and applied principles are at the heart of his mission. Impartiality and character building or molded into this moral and ethical direction, and should be emphasized by the Moors, Marsh, with clear conceptions and with adept demonstrations.
Man, that's why I like the real Adept Chamber. That's why I've always promoted the real Adept Chamber. Correct, Brother Sean? I mean, I'm pretty sure you.
Yeah, we ain't promoting that freak stuff.
Yeah, man. I ain't talking about the can't get along with people because people's progenitors before them had maladministration in their imputing wisdom to them. So it's like, contemptible spirit after contemptible spirit after contemptible spirit. The prophet strongly expressed in his desire for the Moors pertaining to North America to know not only the truth, but the divine truth, quote unquote, exclamation points. This may appear to sound redundant to some Moors, yet it is not, exclamation point. Clearly, there is more to this statement than what appears to meet the eye, or that is first assumed on the surface of it. This is definitely forwarded by him to impress upon us a veiled or hidden truth. Study the subtle distinctions. Study the subtle distinctions. Study the subtle distinctions intended with the prophet addressing truth, quote unquote, and the divine truth, quote unquote, in the same sentence, and take nothing for granted, exclamation point. These and other potent interjected reference points of interest are presented in this booklet. What are those reference points, Brother Sean? What are the references?
We got 1, the divine warning by the prophet for the nations. 2, the due process clauses of the supreme law of the land, the Constitution for the United States Republic, North America. 3, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 1, the creation and fall of man. 4, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 5, after the feast, the homeward journey, the missing Jesus, their search for him. His parents find him in the temple. He goes with them to Nazareth, symbolic meaning of carpenter's tools. 5, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 6, life and works of Jesus in India among the Muslims. Number 6, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 21, holy instructions from the prophet, justice. Number 7, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 23, holy instructions for thy children. The Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 25, a holy covenant pertaining to the Asiatic nation. Number 9, the Holy Quran, Circle 7, Chapter 27, the holy unity of the rich and the poor. And number 10, from the Circle 7 again, Chapter 28, holy instructions from the prophet, master and servant. All right, from the Circle 7 again, Chapter 29, magistrate and subject. Number 12, from the Circle 7 again, Chapter 30, holy instructions from the prophet, the social duties. Number 13, from the Circle 7 again, again and again. Chapter 36, holy instructions from the prophet, know thyself. Number 14, from the Circle 7, you got Chapter 35, the divine origins of the Asiatic nations. And then we got the Holy Quran, Circle 7 again. For number 15, Chapter 47, Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. All right, and last but not least, 16, oral statements by the prophet, Noah Ali. Editorial comment: these oral or written statements made by the prophet, Noah Ali, are chosen for their thoughtfulness, focus, surety, and relativity. They are germane to the subject matters pertaining to, quote unquote, spirituality, Moor government, end quote, social orders, introspection on sovereignty, ethical temple operations, culture and character, building,
Yeah,
etc.
character building.
Character building.
Exactly. Continue.
And apply the studies of these scientifically, objectively, and without bias.
Bro, and dude, man, please, bro. I know we've been working together for really over, cycles or so, bro. Like mini cycles. Like let's say what? Can we say more than a sun cycle and a half? Or almost coming up on a sun cycle and a half? Not almost two.
I could say a little more than a sun cycle and a half.
That's what I want
to say about like January, February is like when we actually, I think, got to work, because I know I had the readings first, and then it just led to the workshops, and then boom, it was the workshop intensive, and we just took off from there. So a little bit over like a sun cycle and a half.
Correct. Now, when it comes to those things that are right there, when it comes to spirituality, moral government, social orders, introspection on sovereignty, ethical temple operations, culture, and character building. Has that been your experience when coming across me, brother? Yes or no?
Very much so, yes.
So are you able to embody these principles also and be living truth as best as you can according to your studies thus far? First, being sincere?
Correct.
And that's what I've observed of you. That's what I see in you. And you didn't have to do anything. You just sincerely like, look, man, I'm looking at, I'm sincerely seeking knowledge. Basically, that's been your whole interaction with me. I'm sincerely seeking knowledge, man. It looks like you can assist me, so what's really good? I mean, you didn't say it like that. I'm just saying, though, the principle and the foundation to that, and you being sincere, I was able to go, all right, let's see how this goes. Look, man, there'll be two in the field. I still see one. All righty, so here we go. The following chapters selected from the Holy Koran, Circle 7, for assisting the reader in relating to the spiritual, social, jurisdictional, and political perspectives embodied within them. Scholars will thereby gain useful affirmations. That's why we're because we're Seven Hill Star Astrology firm, because we have useful affirmations, period. Useful affirmations in their studied applications pertaining to administrative functions, quote unquote, right? Sweet. What do we have here? Oh, these are oral statements and prophecies. Well, look at that. 34. You want to go bar for bar there?
Indeed.
Go ahead. You can kick it off.
All right. Quote, I brought you everything it takes to save a nation. Now take it and save yourselves, end quote. When he said that, the prophet was holding up a holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America and a questionnaire to show the books with which we need to save ourselves. So he ain't holding up a big old stack of fiat or anything else.
Yeah, he wasn't holding it up to it. They're like, hello? You know what I mean? He wasn't talking to dead bands of presidents. Okay, quote, children, you are at home and the European is 3,000 miles from home and he is going to have to take on some water. End quote. Yep.
Quote, one day every wheel of industry is going to stop. And when they start up again, it will be in the Asiatics' favor, end quote.
Quote, I'm going to stop the European from thinking and start you Moors to thinking for your own good, end quote.
Quote, if you got people in the South, get them out, because that's where the destruction is going to start, end quote.
Quote, for the various lynching and murders that were committed in the South is going to have to pay off in blood, period, end quote.
Quote, in the year 2000, the Moors will come into their own, end quote.
Quote, I am going to leave the European here long enough, just long enough, to teach you how to run a government, period, end quote.
Quotes. I'm gonna go down a little bit, up a little bit, broski. There we go. think it was like, go one more. There we go. I had to go around my
really?
elbow.
My apologies.
To get to my thumb to get what I wanted established in this government. I
had to go around my Cancer just to get to my Gemini. I had to go around my emotions just to get to my sound communication. Because you know, the opposable thumb is how you get a grab on things, get a hold on things, you know. Quote, watch the newspapers and listen to the radio. I am going to make the Europeans tell the truth! Exclamation point, end quote.
Quote, it will take 50 years to find out what I brought you. And if you're not careful, 50 years after I'm gone, you won't know that I've been here, end quote.
There is going to be an earthquake, pardon me, quote, there is going to be an earthquake that will split the United States in two, period, end quote. And I'm thinking, when I say earthquake, I mean people's foundations with inside of themselves, those bodies, that's going to be the earths that quake and split away. So anyway, go ahead, I yell.
Islam, quote, the third and fourth generations will see the good of my work, end quote.
Wow, that's who we are, third and fourth generations. Quote, it doesn't make any difference which way things look like they are going. It's all going to end up in the Asiatics' hands, period, end quote.
Quote, I brought you your nationality, your religion, and title of your vast state. What do you want me to do? Kill you? Question mark, end quote.
Quote, all nations will turn against the United States one day, period, end quote. Prophet, Noble, Drew, Ali. And these last couple pages we're going to get into, we're not going to go directly into the following, which is the complete text pertaining to the 7 articles of the Constitution for the United States Republic of North America, inclusive of its organic Bill of Rights. We're actually going to get to some editorial notes. So we're all the way at the end, past the Bill of Rights. As you can see, the Bill of Rights 7, 8, 9, and 10 there. I want us to go into about the Constitution, and I think that's where we're yielding, I think, after, yeah. So we're going to go into these last 2 slides, this one here and this one here, and we will be complete our presentation. Thank you all who have ever stayed, or who did stay, because I'm not really looking at the YouTube right now. So I don't know who's being sincere and staying or sticking around, and really at the end of the day, the only ones that I expect to really stick around or even be interested are those that are true and faithful. I'm not looking for you undesirables. All righty, go and find a hazy rod to be on somewhere. Ride that. And then what you allow yourselves to do is not be here. All righty, because what you can't handle it. You can't be here. You're too busy getting hazed by rods. All righty. So about the Constitution. All right, I guess we can go bar for bar again here, bro. I guess you want to kick off? Or I kick off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
Alrighty.
When was the first meeting held for the Constitution for the United States pertaining to North America? The first meeting for the Constitution for the United States of North America was held on May 25th, 1787. It was adopted over a year later on July 2nd, 1788, and went into effect on March 4th, 1789. The Constitution was ratified about 2 years after the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States and Morocco, which was ratified the 25th day of Shaban, 1200 Moorish calendar, which corresponds to August of 1787 AD. So
this is it's our anniversary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, anniversary. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow will come. Anyway, let's move forward. Why are there 10 lawful amendments to the Constitution for the United States Republic of North America? Question mark. There are only 10, that's 10, organic amendments to the Constitution for the United States of America. These 10 amendments, really Bill of Rights, are known as the Bill of Rights. Pardon me. and were adopted in the year 1791 AD, Anno Domini. There has never been a, quote, constitutional convention, end quote, called in the history of the United States since that time. So in other words, anything they're saying afterwards, but let's just see, you'll see what I'm saying here. Therefore, any alleged amendments after the 10th, meaning the so-called 11th Amendment and all others that have followed it, are not lawful, are void, ab initio, quote unquote. That means void at its inception and are not a part of the Constitution for the United States of America. Yeah, and if there's no convention, it can't be lawfully ratified. So motherfuckers is capping after the 10th Amendment or 10th Bill of Rights, right? What's a bill? Like, this is what you owe the people, right? You go to the restaurant, you order some food, they give you their so-called bill, and it's what you owe them for preparing your meal. So the people have allowed foreigners to operate on the land, and this is what these foreigners owe the people. That's the Bill of Rights. That's what you owe the people. So the corporations or the people that are working the land of the people, look, we're the people, but we allow you colonists to come here and do whatever because that's what you need. That's what we do. It's called child support. So we allowed our little Albion sons and daughters had their little 13 clown holes called colonies. All right. And I don't mean high. A real clown would be a high priest, right? The real clowns were high priests. However, these clowns I'm talking about are these louses, these boors, these BOREs, these hole dwellers. All righty. Our sons and daughters. They're pale skinned sons and daughters. All right. So with that being said, that's not what we're talking about. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. What we're talking about is what is de jure, what is right, what is true. All righty. So I want you guys to really get it together. All righty. So if there was no convention lawfully ratifying any amendments after the 10th, you're lying. So these beings are being governed by the articles. Articles 1 and 7 is what's actually governing those foreigners, which can also be board members for a corporation. So they're governed by Article 1 through 7 and owe the people the Bill of Rights. Really easy, not hard. Get over yourselves. If you need to look at this video again, hear that part again, I'm pretty sure there's a rewind. All righty, there's a scrubbing that is allowed here for video. I yield, brother. Islam.
Islam is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship ratified in 1787, a part of the Constitution for the United States Republic of North America. Yes! Exclamation mark. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship between the United States of America and Morocco, 1787, is a part of the Constitution and is binding law.
I make sure I'm almost done. I gotta stay focused. Y'all looking for how? That's the question I'm supposed to be reading. You all distracted me. No, I'm distracting myself. You're not a distraction. I swear you're not. You're my inspiration. I need inspiration. All right, so let's do this. How is get on making that sushi for my baby? I gotta make the quinoa though, babe, first. I gotta make more quinoa. You're making ramen for real right now? Oh, son asked for ramen, didn't he? That'd be great. Okay. All right. How is, quote, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, end quote, deemed as binding law under the Constitution for the United States Republic of North America, question mark. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship is binding law in all states. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship is binding law in all states. Let's do the question again. How is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, quote unquote, deemed as binding law under the Constitution for the United States Republic of North America? The Treaty of Peace and Friendship is binding law in all the states of the United States and is affirmed as follows. Article 6 of the Constitution for the United States of North America states, all debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. So all 5 constitutions that lead up, well, all 5 portions or parts, the fullness pertaining to the withstanding state, that's what Constitution is, right? That would be the Articles of Association, the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, and the North American Republic Constitution for the United States of North America. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. And the judges in every standing shall be judged thereby, shall be bound, thereby. Anything in the Constitution, anything in the withstanding state or laws of any state to the contrary is notwithstanding. It means it's unconstitutional. So they showed you what the word constitution means by showing you what unconstitutional means by using, instead of saying unconstitutional, they said notwithstanding. Because con is with, stit is stand, ushan is the ing, the ing, the gerund, the gerund, that's a gerund, right? So in other words, this is a withstanding state. So the Constitution is, this is your withstanding. So anything that's repugnant, anything that's contrary is notwithstanding. It's unconstitutional. You want to read the senator's portion?
And the senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislators, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. But no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States.
Bars. Let's finish this up. Prophet announces his authority and power. This is where we're going to end. All right, this is where we're going to yield until next holy day for this particular impromptu improv. However, we will see you on Monday for Intuition Monday, right? For Intuition Monday. And you also know Wednesdays is our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. Prophet announces his authority and power. The following is an excerpt from the Moorish Guide newspaper of 1929, Anno Domini. Would you like to begin, Brother Sean?
Yep. Prophet announces authority and power, forced to make changes. All governors and other officers of the Moorish Science Temple are hereby congratulated for their past loyalty and fidelity. For I know it will be the same in the future, because of certain incidents that have risen in some of the temples, which seem to come from some acts shown that there are those who do not know where the seat of power is vested. The prophet has ordered the following to be published.
All authority and power pertaining to the Moorish Science Temple of America is vested in the prophet Noble Drew Ali, and those whom he appoints to act as in the supreme body, period. The prophet has the authority and power to expel any officer or member pertaining to the Moorish Science Temple of America who willfully violates or refuses to comply with the rulers in regard to branch Moorish Science temples, and such suspensions and expulsions shall stand until in the judgment of the prophet. And the members and officers shall have made satisfactory at one mind, right? Atonement at one mind, atonement. All officers and members pertaining to the Moorish Science Temple of America and any such rules and regulations pertaining to the Constitution shall be in writing and not at variance with any law pertaining to the city, town, or nation which the prophet has, which prophet shall declare a law. That's why I said earlier, find out where something is, find where the connection is from so-called international law, so-called federal, and so-called state, and see how that's in harmony with what you're learning in the jurisprudence brainwashing institution, history and law, brainwashing your mind so you can grasp the history and law institution term, Moor Science Temple of America. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's how you got Moorish Divine and National Movement, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Science Temple of America. You got international, you got federal, you got state. Same thing. It's just that this is the de jure side. This is what actually is being mimicked, imitated, substituted for. Because you won't fucking stand up. But there are some of us that are. And there are people internationally that we've corresponded with, and they know that we're not playing. You can think it's cap. We don't care to prove anything to you because we've done the work and we're continuing to do it. You'll see. Keep trolling us. You'll see. Keep asking those that you see us tagging in social media. They'll tell you too. You'll see. But man knows not by being told. That's why you need to get your own experience. I yield, beloved brother.
Islam, during the session of the convention, all rules, regulations, and laws of the Constitution and such as might be enacted and ordered by the prophet shall express and explain in detail, so there can be no doubt, no diggity, no doubt as to what is required.
I'll go ahead.
No doubt, the prophet, you know what I'm saying? What is required of each and every officer or member pertaining to the organization.
The prophet will positively not tolerate any interference with the operation pertaining to the national divine movement from anyone, period, by the prophet noble, Drew, Alim. Looky, Astro Cookie, right? How you like them's pomegranates? Bro, I know we've been live for quite some time, man. I remember when it was 1,500, now 1,700. So I'm pretty sure this live is about, 2.5, 3 hours. Cool. Any of you guys that's going to complain about that, go to hell. Go to that place under the exchequer's chamber and enjoy yourself. All right. Any of those of you that's like, oh my God, man, I'm not getting it like this anywhere else. How come you guys? Because we play with this. This is fun to us because we actually study it. We're not showing off. You'll see. You'll see. We're not fucking around here. All righty. Brother Sean, any other questions, comments, and/or suggestions?
I mean, if 3 hours is too long, break it down hour by hour. I mean, if you can go binge watch a whole season, I mean, how can you not watch? I mean, because it's boring or now. Okay, let's stay where you at. Hey, some ain't meant to get it, some are.
Prophet Noble Jali said, I brought you your name, nationality, and the title to your vast estate. Which one would you kill you? Or dash? So with that being said, be yourselves and
donate.
Right? Brother Sean,
and make sure you go, get your, go get your literature.
Do your screen share thing.
Oh no, I actually won't be screen sharing.
Oh, okay. You're just looking it up first.
Yeah, make sure you go get your administrative functions from RV Bay.
Absolutely. Yeah, where's mine at?
Make sure to go get your Quran.
Hey man, you about to make me break out all the books, man. Hold on, man. Is this how we should do it? Should we do it like they do with the fiat when they be like,
hold up, man.
Should we be like this? Should we be talking to our books like this? Should I have like some grills in my mouth from the people that like trust me to not, take their finances and put gold in my mouth? Should I do that?
Here we go.
Hey, Brother Sean, did I ask 7 Hill Star Astrology to go on a camping trip and then everybody gets pinched by policy enforcement as we travel? I kept us from getting in trouble, right? Like we're thinking. Okay, I just want to make sure because I want to make sure you guys know that we're not fucking around here. All right. So with that being said, and that's no slight to anything. We're talking about truth here. So all of you like, what do you mean by that? Sound like he's talking about, oh my goodness. Oh my. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Let's keep it a band. Some of us are Moorish Americans for real. We're not looking for shortcuts. All righty. So when bro say go and get your literature for real. All righty, please. I said, I said, hold on. I said, hold on. Hold on. What we got? Man, I got books with the covers falling off of them. Hold on. What we got here? Right? A lot of these things that was referenced in the administrative function. Oh my goodness. Hello? I think the prophet talking to me in his literature. That's why we went to go meet him, right? Got this guy. Bro, you got that stuff too. You about to make me hold up, man. Oh my goodness. Oh man. RV Bay publication. What? How many Qurans I got, bro? Like, what is happening here? What? Oh, hold on, that's a 102. And hold on, is there a 101? But I see a 102 there. Oh, there's a 101. That's the questionnaire that's being spoken about. One of those books that you need to save yourself with, along with the Quran, right? Hey, look, oh, that you already showed that. Oh, you got the oral statements and prophecies. Goodness gracious. This is called book porn. We're showing leg now. Because leg is law. Legislation. All right, anyway, circle of life, right? Right? Okay, Zodiac Constitution. Looky, Astro Cookie. What is happening here? Oh, you got the MST. Man, we really are about this life, aren't we? Goodness gracious. We actually sound like we read this shit for real. Goodness gracious. No cabbage there, right? Oh man, hold on, hold yours up, I'll hold mine up. Yeah, right? So yeah, we're not fucking around, guys. We're not playing. Oh, there's that Salt of Salvation book and back to back, right? Because that's the one that Roz provides, and that's the one that George W. Carey provides. So I have, the copy from RV Bay, and I have the copy from somewhere else. All right, man. Goodness gracious, man. Stop it, Brother Sean. You're about to make me show other things. Right? Did you order your table of houses yet? Like the Sayarha said, did you order this particular one?
No, but at least I ordered the other two books you referenced. Yeah,
I know, right? Because I remember this one, but I know I got to get the other ones too, bro. You talking about this joint right here, right? The Hebrew alphabet and all that stuff. You got the mystical key. I gotta remember to order that. I'm gonna tell my baby to get that now. The mystical key to the English language. I got you. Tell my baby order that now for real. Hold on, my Farmer's Almanac is back here. Like, I want some camera time. There you go, Farmer's Almanac. Farmer's Almanac. Right, okay. These I'm going to stop getting all the books, all the petting. I'm going to come and pet you, okay? Give me 1 second, baby. All right, so with that being said,
show me some love.
I know, right? The Sayarha hooked me up with these. That's all I'm saying. Oh no, as a matter of fact, she referenced this one. Shout out to Mother Rashida Bey, right? But there's my unto thee I grant that Prophet Noble Ali used to divinely prepare the Quran for you all. See? Yay! Give it up for the Rosicrucians, right? Holding on to our culture, right? Those are the ones preserving our culture. The Rosicrucians, aren't they? Right? Don't believe anything I say. Try to prove it wrong. I dare you. I dare you try to prove it wrong. And we prove it right, teach your loved ones. And be the truth, guys. You know what I mean? Maybe we could lighten up a little more people actually live in the truth. However, Prophet Noble Ali said he'll be able to count the faithful Moors on one hand with fingers left over. So far, I see 4 of us. I, Brother Sean, Brother Corey, and Brother Terrell. That's it. So far, as far as we're concerned, directly. I know there's way more Moors than that are honorable and faithful and true, I'm not saying that others aren't. I'm just saying that directly when it comes to 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm, right? Because the firm, as you can see, if Brother Sean, just move to the side, Brother Sean, so you can see your that's the astrology firm right there. That's it. That's it. That's it. This is who's remaining sincere, right? No excuses being made, right? Brother Sean, you can come back, bro. Right? Brother Sean, Brother Corey, Brother Hasan, Brother Terrell. Look at that. All right, so with that being said, right? Any other questions, comments, and or suggestions to my beloved brother, whom I'm well pleased, Brother Sean?
Oh, nope. Just make sure y'all are, sending your LMO's Nerd Tuition for next Friday for the conference. And check us back out Monday.
Yeah, because we really don't even know what we want to ask you for as LMO's Nerd Tuition. Brother President Corey Bay was like, we'll give a suggested LMO's Nerd Tuition. And if you guys can donate, whatever you can donate to show up for that particular day, Cool. Some people may give more than the suggested donation. We know we're going to go in. And what I expect for you guys to receive is a conference, not just from Brother Hasan. You guys will be witnessing how I, Brother Corey, Brother Sean, and Brother Terrell expresses astrology, AstroLiteracy Comprehension Conference. We can't wait to see you guys there. All righty. So get ready to come and really get the comprehension for astrology so that you can actually be able to, as you're studying these things, because this is where you got to be. You got to fast track this thing. However, the mindset pertaining to your ancient foremothers and forefathers ain't no fucking lames. So it should be easy for you to multitask and grasp these things because you're the most intelligent beings on the planet, you unconscious Moors that don't know it yet. However, you that are wise already and have declared and proclaimed your nationality, come on through. Don't be offended. Leave all your opinions about whatever you see on social media to yourself. Get to know us. Get to know this language. All righty. Any other questions, comments, and or suggestions? I'm going to go and love on my loved ones now. Brother Sean, let me go and check the YouTube real quick. Let's see what comments I missed on YouTube, and then we'll yield. All right.
Indeed.
See what we got here. Shout out to my beloved, to the beloved brother out there. So I say brother. I remember he called himself when I first came in, I think about 7-8 years ago, whatever. I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Latif. Brother Latif Bey called himself Muslim son. And Brother Cujo even posted, like, the most adept Albion, like him, and there's another one, the Instagram, I think it says Noble Richard L. I even called Cujo. I'm like, yo, Noble Richard L is that too? Like, nah, yo sincere too, yo. So like Brother Sean was saying, yo, it's on both sides, yo. You know what I mean? So there are some Albions out here that really honor what it is. And so I see Brother Latif commenting in the chat. So shout out to you, bro. Happy holy degree to you, Brother Latif, at the Maxim Almanac. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? You guys want to get some wisdom and some things that share for real. If you can really comprehend what's being said, if you're really studying. But Brother Latif is on it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? He respectfully is respecting calling himself Muslim son. However, yo, Brother Latif, yeah. So shout out to you, beloved. Seriously. Because like I said, man, we all come through the vagina. So we're all Moors. Again, that just must be one of those adept lessons, right? So, yeah. So, adept chamber, right? So with that being said, we thank you all so much for coming through, sharing, participating. We love you all so much. I'm going to say, along with my brother Sean, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace.